Is the terrorists. Israeli air power being brought to bear on the Hamas stronghold of Gaza City, possibly softening up the target before sending in the troops. And with the toll of dead and injured rising throughout Israel, one prominent Israeli journalist is calling on the Biden administration to stop trying to handcuff his country's response to the wave of Hamas terrorist attacks. Joel Rosenberg, founder of the Jerusalem news website allisrael.com, says one top administration figure needs to back off.
Secretary of State Blinken is trying to negotiate Turkey to bring a ceasefire. A ceasefire. Can I just say that if you've got a school anywhere in America and there's a mass shooter in the building, you do not tell the SWAT team to do a ceasefire. You don't tell the SWAT team to de-escalate. No, you blow the guy's head off and rescue the children. But already the Biden administration is telling us we need a ceasefire. No, we don't. We need our hostages back. We need Hamas eradicated.
Joel Rosenberg adds that Israel will forcefully retaliate for this week's terrorist atrocities, despite criticism from the Biden administration or the American media. The latest in the investigation of President Biden's handling of classified documents, the president answering questions from the special counsel looking into the matter.
The president was interviewed at the White House on Sunday and Monday. A White House spokesman said the interview was voluntary on the part of the president and that he is cooperating with the investigation. A special counsel is looking into Mr. Biden's handling of sensitive documents that were found in a private D.C. office and in the garage of his Delaware home.
White House correspondent Greg Clugston. A car rammed into the Chinese consulate in San Francisco, wound up in the lobby. Chaotic scene. It ended with police shooting the driver, who later died in the hospital. Dow futures higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Donald Trump warned America. The U.S. dollar is under attack, and it's becoming less and less valuable by the day. Hyperinflation and speculation is killing your retirement. Don't leave your money sitting in cash. It's time you diversified and protected your future with physical precious metals. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000 and get your free digital dollar survival kit and learn how you could get up to $1,000 in free silver today. Call Advantage Gold now at 800-900-8000 to get your free digital dollar survival kit. And you may qualify for $1,000 in free silver. Advantage Gold is the #1 rated gold and silver company in America. Your future is precious. Protect it today when you call Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000 now.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Check with your financial advisor before investing.
That's 800-900-8000.
Evacuations ordered as the remnants of Typhoon Koinu hit southern China.
People have been moved to shelters and nearly 2,000 boats were called to port as what's left of the typhoon hits southern China after leaving 1 dead and over 300 injured in Taiwan. The storm bore down on the southern island province of Hainan on Monday, just south of the financial center of Hong Kong and key manufacturing regions. Air and rail services have been suspended as Koinu, meaning puppy in Japanese, rolled into the region. Last month, Guangdong province and Hong Kong were hit with the heaviest rains in almost 140 years. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Sweden's national police chief says an escalation in gang violence this year, with almost daily shootings and bombings that have claimed dozens of lives, including teenagers and innocent bystanders, is extremely serious. Sweden has grappled with gang violence for years, but the latest surge said to be exceptional. News and analysis at townhall.com. Many of the Republican presidential candidates say they would use military force in Mexico to go after the cartels, the merchants of death dealing in fentanyl and other lethal drugs.
More than 75,000 people in the United States died last year from overdoses of synthetic opioids, an annual figure more than 20 times higher than a decade ago. That rhetoric from the GOP candidates is welcomed by some families who've lost loved ones to fentanyl and have long argued Washington has not done enough to address the worst drug crisis in U.S. history. John Scott report.
Electric vehicles, their potential impact on job security becoming central to negotiations in the U.S. auto workers strike. GM, Ford, Stellantis planning to add 10 U.S. EV battery cell plants. The union wants to represent workers at the proposed battery factories and win them the same hourly pay and benefits as other union rank-and-file members. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here? I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That will be me, Mike Winters. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to it. It's nice. It's fall. It was another day 2 of the work week of nice day in the morning coming in. I love this fall. Like, you don't need a, I mean, you could wear a light jacket if you wanted to, but you don't have to. It's your choice. You're like, it's a little crisp. I want to go long sleeve. You know what? It's a little crisp. I want to feel the crispness on my forearms. I love it.
Bask in the cool. It was like I was telling Rianne, she's like, I'm cold. I'm like, can you embrace cold for a second? We've been dying for
Feel
like
it.
3 months.
Embrace it. Enjoy it.
Soak it in.
Yeah.
It always goes down shivery.
Last night I was, because I'll get, at a certain point in the day, you get in your lounge clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday.
We call that goodbye pants.
Yeah. So yesterday I put on a hoodie and I was so happy. I was like, I'm going to wear a hoodie. And it was comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
it's like wearing a hug, you know? You're wearing an embrace.
There's a little things makes you happy in life. But happy Tuesday. We do have a slight chance of rain today.
That cloud moved in pretty quick last night and made things quite nice.
Yeah. But today we have a 20% chance. So that means an 80% chance it won't rain.
Mm-hmm.
But they're saying there's a chance. Maybe a few sprinkles to go with your coffee.
Isolated sprinkles.
Yeah.
Duncan really should put out a donut called Isolated Sprinkles. Just in like one corner. There's just a few. Just like 3 or 4. Maybe
they ought to make the donuts based on rain chances. Like 30% sprinkles, 20% sprinkles.
You get to the donut shop and you just see covered donuts. You're like, oh no. I need to go roll my windows up and bring the
Tsunami's
cats
coming.
inside.
But, that would be just as effective as a weather rock.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
The weather donut.
You got a wet donut there. Yeah, it's because it's raining.
Speaking of donuts, I saw, this is just G-Wiz. We just like be talking about donuts.
Right.
I saw this online the other day. You know how once in a while you'll go through like social media and you'll see one of these groups that are like historical images or, you know, lost history or one of these type of deals. Well, I stumbled upon one of those. And the subject of which this particular post was discussing was back in the 40s, someone was doing like a protest meeting about donut hole size. Like he was saying the old donuts had a way bigger hole, and look how small these holes are now compared to how they used to be. And he's not wrong. He's right, because what happened was the donut making machines got better, and so they could do more. And so the early donut machine making donuts, the hole was way bigger. It was more like a bike tire.
Really?
You know, where the hole to donut ratio was, whereas now we gotten more
See
modern.
right there?
The donut holes got
That's
smaller.
donut hole shrinkflation. They're making them smaller without thinking you'd notice.
Yeah, and somebody had a protest about
Cadbury cream eggs and donut holes.
What a great idea. Stuff the hole with a Cadbury egg. Yes.
No, that's too rich.
Oh.
That is too rich. As an adult, this is the thing. There are certain things that seem like they would be delicious, but as I think about them, they make the back of my jaw like twinge, where I'm like, it's just too rich. I could take one bite and I'd probably spit that bite out.
Oh.
It's my maybe it's my old people sensibilities kind of leaking in.
I know what it is.
But it's just too much.
It's because it's too exquisite for your taste.
It's not even that.
You like things out of a can.
You're not wrong. I like things that I do like delicious things. I like combining delicious things, but when you have that much sweet, maybe this is the side of me that is trying to avoid getting the diabetes, but my body rejects it. I can't take that much sweet. It's just too much.
I'm looking and I'm liking.
I've seen
Just
bites.
saying.
I've seen bites that I thought, I don't know if I want to take that bite. It just looks like it's too rich.
I could get behind Easter if we did that.
I'll give you a prime example. I saw this the other day, and if you don't remember what I'm talking about, then we can't be friends anymore. Do you know what Viennetta is?
Yes.
They're bringing it back.
Really?
Good Humor is bringing back Viennetta. For those who don't remember, back in the 80s and 90s, they used to have this commercial on TV where it was an exquisite looking cake that was sitting on top of an ivory white plate. And this guy with a white glove would come, or a woman with white gloves would come in with a golden knife, and she would cut a slice of this cake. It's ice cream and wafers layered together in this rich tapestry of deliciousness.
It's the turducken of desserts.
I've never had one in my entire life. I've
Me
never
either.
had a slice of it,
Me
but
either.
I've wanted to. Ever since I saw that commercial as a kid, I've wanted to. But I guarantee that's going to be too rich for my taste. I guarantee I'm going to be like, it's good. I can't have too much of it. I can only have 3 bites and then I'm done.
I kind of do want to try the
But I saw
a cabaret egg and a donut and try it now.
that's ridiculous. I just saw it on a Facebook ad the other day. There was I was like, wait, Viennetta? Because they took it. I don't even know why they took it away from us. It was like, you don't deserve this yet, America. You don't deserve Viennetta. We'll give it to you when you think you deserve it.
Like the McRib.
Right. We've been through a pandemic. We've been through a whole lot of hard times. Here, have some ice cream cake.
Have some turducken of desserts.
Have some decadent ice cream wafer cake.
Actually, I've seen during the holidays, you'll see it in these dessert companies like Goldbelly or whatever will put out, and they do put out a pie. It's like a cake pie. I feel like there's a third thing in there too.
Well, like a wafer, almost like a cookie.
It's like a pie cakin or something they
Pie
call
cakin.
it. There's something in there too that I'm missing. They're pie cake and something else. I don't remember what it is, but anyway, I usually see it around the holidays, which is around the corner. So here in a few weeks it starts. Matter of fact, now that I'm willing it into existence, it'll be all over my phone here in a little bit.
If you took a turducken and stuffed it inside of a suckling pig, would that then turn into a tursuckin?
All I think about
is a donut hole with a Cadbury cream egg.
To be honest, wrap a pig around that turducken, I'm still in.
And then just bury the whole
Have
thing.
you ever had a turducken?
I never have. No.
I have.
Have you?
They're good.
Really?
My brother ordered a turducken.
That seems like a lot more work than it's worth, honestly.
It's, to be honest, I'd rather have turkey. But to say I had the turducken, I wouldn't want it as my main meal. I want the turkey. But to have the turducken on the side, to say have some turducken, it's good. But to replace my turkey, no, do not want that.
Right.
It's not that good.
Are you a dark or white guy?
Dark.
Thank you.
Yep.
Attaboy.
Not even close.
That's where the good stuff is. It's the juicy meats.
Yeah. No, I'm
white meat is just, it dries out.
Thanksgiving, I go lick the turkey leg.
People who don't like the taste of meat like white meat. That's what I've found.
And to be honest,
like my kid's mom, she would drift towards the white meat, which is fine because it leaves more dark meat for me.
Yeah, I'm same way with chicken too.
Yeah,
I like the dark meat. I'm a thigh guy.
Same. Oh, same. Thighs, boneless, skinless thighs are way better for pretty much any dish you're going to do than breasts.
Yeah, and I'll take the bone in it too. I don't care.
Well, I'm a simplicity guy. I'm cutting straight in.
All I could think of was never mind. I was thinking of a movie. Let me give you the rundown for today's show. We do have a full slate for you today. We're going to learn how the sausage is made a little bit here this hour. We're going to have Christina Arnold, Ward 1 City Councilor, join us. Also, Robert Glenn, Director of the Water Department for the City of Roswell here. So we'll talk a little bit about, behind the scenes at the Water Department. So I always like those conversations. How the sauce, you know me. I don't like the thing. I like how the thing was made. The thing, that's what I'm into. Anyway, so we'll do that.
The water czar.
Yeah. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, Dr. Sean Powell with Eastern New Mexico University Roswell join us, give us an update what's going on over at ENMUR. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, Jordan Dixon with Dion's Pizza is going to call in and talk a little bit about what some of the stuff.
You perked me up and then let me down.
Yeah, they're calling in.
They're calling in.
I think it's from Albuquerque.
Okay.
I don't think it's from
All right.
I think it's from the corporate level. So they're going to give us a call and talk about some of the things they got going on. And then, of course, we'll have all of your features include the news of the local, national variety, Wall Street business update. Try to work that Cowboys report in. Sometimes I'm good at it. Sometimes I'm not. And whatever else we can come up with for today's show.
By the way,
yes,
after a week off, a week of relaxation while we all toiled at the fair, your Roswell Coyotes take on your Artesia Bulldogs this Friday night live at the Wool Bowl.
Yes.
Going to be a big, big deal, a slobber knocker, if you will.
And tune in Thursday. Goddard goes to Mayfield for district play.
Yep.
We definitely, we're still working on logistics on that one. It'll be Thursday. We'll have it for you on 106.1 FM Fiero.
Yes.
For sure. We're trying to decide.
At the very least, we'll have the audio only coverage.
We're trying to see if we can procure video or we're still working that one. But we'll know for sure. We'll definitely have the game for you on the radio at 106.1. On Thursday night.
Right.
So.
And then on Friday, we'll have both perspectives of the Roswell and Artesia game. We'll have the Coyotes perspective here on 106.5, and then we'll have the Bulldogs perspective on AM 990 and 93.7 FM KSVP.
And both perspectives at KSVPTV.com. The Coyote channel will have Coyote perspective, the Bulldog channel. Well, you know.
Go dual screen and then see whose commentators are more excited about touchdowns.
Yeah.
Because I already know whose it's going to be.
Yeah. Although that'll blow your head with all the voices talking at once.
It will.
It's going to be that commercial with the purple cloud. It's going to be one of those. I don't remember. It was for insurance or something.
I've noticed that if I have like different audio coming from two different places, it makes me act like physically angry. I'm like, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off.
Well, it's like 6 people yelling at you at once.
Yeah, maybe that's the parent me.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. All right, it is 7:17. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty nice over the next couple of days. Temperatures will be warming up quite a bit. We have a low-pressure trough off to our east and some downslope wind taking us into the upper 80s for the afternoon high today. Sunshine for the most part, but we can't rule out an isolated late-day shower or thunderstorm. Mid-50s and clear for the overnight hours, and then hitting right around 90 for the afternoon high on Wednesday. Gusty wind and sunshine. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 58 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 56%. Winds calm at the moment. Like I said earlier, there's a 20% chance at some isolated showers for this afternoon. Otherwise, sunny today. Highs in the mid-80s. 86 for high today with west winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight with an overnight low of 54 degrees. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, sunny, warmer, 94 for a high tomorrow. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10 early, 15 to 20 for tomorrow afternoon. Kind of reminder tomorrow. Oh, by the way, you still live in southeast New Mexico. Clear skies for tomorrow night with an overnight low of 59 degrees. Southwest winds 10 to 15. Thursday, sunny and 86, back down to 86. West winds 10 to 15. Early 15 to 20 for the afternoon. Clear Thursday night, overnight low of 51, and then cooler on Friday, sunny and 76. And then looking at your weekend, sunny and 75 for Saturday, sunny, highs back near 80 on Sunday. All right, it is 7:19. We're going to take about a 2.5-minute break, and then we will talk with Christina Arnold and Robert Glenn from the city here on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Fall time is almost here, and the holidays will be here before you know it. The Calico Cow invites you to move on into the cow and check out the new holiday fabrics arriving daily and take advantage of a huge sale on Brothers sewing machines now through the end of the year. Get free lessons, maintenance, and a first-year cleaning included. Fall into savings at the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop now at their new location, 200 East College in Roswell. Want to know how? Come see the cow.
Hey, Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing. Trustmark is one of the only roofing companies that's also a licensed commercial and residential general contractor.
Wow.
I know, who cares, right? Well, you should care. You see, a licensed roofer can install a new roof on your home, but really can't handle structural problems underneath. So if your roof needs reframing or your chimney needs a water diverting cricket, you may need to call a licensed general contractor. And coordinating 2 companies for your roofing job can get costly and messy fast. As a licensed roofer and general contractor, Trustmark can install a stunning new roof on your home and handle structural issues. This saves you time, money, hassle, and even makes it easier to file an insurance claim. Call today for your 20% off coupon for our spring roof and gutter maintenance service. 575-755-ROOF or visit us at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Discover a rewarding career in public service. The New Mexico Human Services Department is ready to hire for over 100 data entry positions, including opportunities to work from home. Apply and interview same day at the Rapid Hire event on Thursday, October 19th, in person at New Mexico Workforce Connection Centers located statewide. Bring multiple copies of your up-to-date resume, professional references, proof of right to work in the U.S., and dress for success. Join us October 19th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and give back to your community through dedicated service in state government. We hope to see you there. For more information, contact your local New Mexico Workforce Connection office.
Hey neighbors, there's a new source for all your appliance needs in the area. We're Roswell Appliance Outlet. We sell new minor scratch and dent appliances and we'll help you save 40 to 60% off of MSRP. All come with warranty and personalized service. We also offer parts and service for your existing household appliances. We offer financing and delivery options as well. Don't make that big box store mistake. Come see us at Roswell Appliance Outlet today at 600 South Main in Roswell or call 575-363-9236.
The octopus and the squid both have 3 hearts. That's why they eat so many Tums. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, of course, we have Christina Arnold, City Councilor representing Ward 1. Also, Robert Glenn joining us as well. He's Director, Head of the Water Department here for the City of Roswell. Good morning, guys. How y'all doing?
Good morning.
Good deal. Well, Christina, like the last couple months here, you've been kind of showcasing and bringing us various department heads and kind of showing I guess you could probably say the less sexy side of the city. No one's excited to talk about water or wastewater or any of these kinds of things.
I have to say it's actually my favorite part of the city because infrastructure, I think, is one of the major roles of government.
This is the one. These are the offensive linemen
That's exactly right.
of the city. And
They
what I
keep
mean
it
by
running.
that is when you watch NFL or football game, if you don't hear from the offensive linemen, that means they did their job because they didn't get a penalty and they did their job.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment they screw up, everyone knows about it. And water department's kind of like that. No one cares as long as everything's working.
Right.
But the moment something's not working,
as soon as there's a river running down the road, then it's
Robert's phone blows up a little
Right,
bit.
yeah. Well, and that's kind of why I wanted to bring these departments on because I started noticing that the type of calls that I was getting, and so yes, if you don't have someone picking up your trash, if you don't have water running, or if you don't have waste management, people notice real quick. And so I thought it was important to maybe take the time to educate them on how that system works.
It's a dance, isn't it? I mean, it's a lot of moving parts. And
our favorite thing to say is we've got a great plan at 6:30 in the morning, and by 6:35 it's changed.
Right. All plans great till someone gets punched in the face, right? It's kind of
absolutely.
So every morning about 6:35 you get a punch in the face.
Yeah.
But it kind of, because now for you with the water department, is that strictly all just getting water to and from houses, or does that get into the waste side too, or is that more the waste department?
There is a wastewater department, and they're the ones that take care of the sewer and the wastewater treatment plant.
So you just deal with getting
my job is to get the water from the tanks and the wells to people's kitchen sink.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that we've always been told here in southeast New Mexico is we're blessed because we have the aquifer, so we have some of the hardest water in the region, but there's plenty of it.
I have to say, out of all the places I've worked, this is the hardest water I've ever experienced.
And I learned because my grandfather, this is years ago, they were from upstate New York, and they own a water equipment company. They build water softeners. That's something that my dad's family been doing for 100 years. And so when I first moved to Roswell and bought my first house, they kind of do a tradition. We'll buy your first water softener. And so I had to send them sample water to get, and they about blew their going, wow, look at your water. It's so hard.
Had to put 3 softeners in line.
Yes.
So, but we're blessed. But like I said, a lot of work needs to be done to that water to make it, good for
And
our
we
homes.
are blessed. We do have a good aquifer underneath us, but that doesn't mean that we can just waste it.
Well, that's right. Well, but that is part of why you don't, like, you turn on the news and you see commercials on TV for Albuquerque, water on Wednesdays or whatever. We don't have those because of that aquifer, but you are absolutely right. We have that aquifer, but we also have a history long before you and the people came here and others that have been very good stewards of that water. And of course, everyone knows about the Texas and water rights, and you always hear the sayings about the whiskeys for drinking and waters for fighting and all those kinds of things. And that's true. But at the end of the day, we've had people that have been very good stewards of our water over the years, and so we are blessed.
Yes, we are.
But that being said, it does take a lot of work to get that going and getting it to, and for folks that don't realize, and this was probably a big deal for you guys, if you've noticed, there's been a lot of pipes being replaced over the last 10 years or so here. And it's really just that, 75 years ago when they laid all these, I guess they're lead pipes or whatever pipes they were back in the day, they've hit their life. And so they're now all being replaced. And you're seeing not just here in Roswell, but all over New Mexico, where they're kind of doing major overhauls. And over the last 5-10 years, this city's been, if you've noticed, projects all over town where they're digging big holes in the streets and stuff. That's what they're doing.
It's a nationwide problem.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever thought, 100 years ago when we started putting pipes in the ground, we should have started putting money in the bank.
Yes.
To replace those pipes.
Because they will eventually need to be replaced.
The lifespan on infrastructure is typically about 50 years.
Gotcha. So we got more bang for the buck on that one than we anticipated.
But now we're getting so a lot of it's old, and we need we need to start fixing it.
Well, good news is what they're replacing it with should go another 100 years or something, right? In theory,
the stuff that they put in the ground 100 years ago, they thought was going to last forever. So.
Whoa, that's a big one.
But that's kind of, so when you see that, a lot of that's what's in. They're still playing catch up. How is Roswell? In that, are we pretty much done there, or are there still some areas we're still working on that kind of stuff?
We have approximately 350 miles of pipe in the ground.
Wow, and how much?
Probably 200 of it needs to be replaced.
So we still got a few miles to go.
Yeah, and it's the old rule of thumb was $1 million a mile.
Wow,
and now it's like $1 million for 3/4 of a mile.
Yeah.
Yeah, COVID and cost of doing business changed all that. So, and you said we got about 300 miles. So I'm not a math wizard, but you can kind of figure that one out.
Yep.
If I could go backwards a smidge, although I always say going backwards is not always a great idea, but so I want to actually make a point about the supply of our water. Okay, it has actually been very interesting because under Mayor Jennings and Robert here and a lovely one woman named Chantel, there has been a water conservation board created, and it's actually built up of some really talented water people.
It's smart.
Yes.
Good.
And it's coming up
done with a brain.
Yes. It's coming up with solutions where we recognize, yes, we have aquifers, but how can we actually be wise and not actually take advantage of what we have and create systems and ideas from all these professionals on how to actually create a system that is conserving and of a conservative nature.
Sure.
And one of my favorite things about Chantel is that she has spent the summer out at your Saturday events with a nice booth that they have actually created. It's actually very pretty, and she's out there every time I go out, to the county lawns on Saturday. She's out there and educating people. Okay, so,
that's good.
Yeah, so I wanted to say, while yes, we do recognize we have great aquifers, I did kind of want to, because I'm actually on the board, I did want to remind people that we still have to be wise.
Sure.
The other thing I want to talk about with the pipes that is why I'm asked to be infrastructure chair, because we can't actually look at creating business development and expand our thoughts on, business and growing the city
without the infrastructure.
Yeah. And if you have 300 miles of pipes going down, and I will tell you that Lorenzo and Robert here have been instrumental in recognizing this and bringing it to our attention, the council's attention, and starting to say, okay, we've got to figure out how to actually get the funding, because that doesn't just affect now.
Mm-hmm.
It affects the children coming back.
Well,
and we can't leave that kind of baggage for our kids.
Absolutely. And that's the thing with infrastructure is that that's all the stuff that has to be done before anything else happens. Correct. Even look at, just take our outside of our, if you've been watching the news and stuff with, in Albuquerque, the soccer team's talking about building a stadium at the Balloon Fiesta Park and all that. And they're like, well, we're finally going to have bathrooms and all that. But here's the thing. That's the reason. Now they've got a reason to put the infrastructure out there, because the money's. So you're thinking, well, why didn't they have balloons? Because there was no reason to put the infrastructure out there. Now they're building the soccer stadium, and that's, a lot of people need to go to the bathroom when they go to a soccer game, the porta potty. So now they've got to put that infrastructure in place to do all that.
Yes.
But so, and that's kind of, the difference. But that's what you're saying is without the pipes, without that, it don't matter how many businesses we bring in, because we can't service the needs if we don't have the pipes and the water going to where it needs to go, or the other utilities.
And generally for me, the first step of any major project, whether it's a housing development, whether it's an industrial complex, the first people that we should be talking to is, okay, wastewater management, where are we on expansion? Do we have the fiscal funds?
Do we have the capacity?
Yes. And how do we get pipes out there? If you want to actually, let's say we look at, actually taking part of the ETZ and making it part of Roswell. Problem there is,
can we service it?
Sure.
And do we have the water, and do we have to run the lines, and what does that cost? So those, to me, that is the first thing that should ever be looked at when you start a big idea.
Speaking of that, because I am kind of curious, because, when we talk about water and things, and obviously we live in a rural area, in the big scope of things, but Roswell is a hub for other rural, and so I'm guessing there are parts that aren't part of the city that get city water and things like that.
Yes, we do service parts outside the city.
Yeah, there are people technically in the county that get city water and stuff just because of logistics and things. How does that work? I mean, do they get billed just by the city, just like they would a city resident?
They get billed just like a regular customer, but they pay twice the rate.
Okay, because
they are outside the city.
Distance traveled. I guess you pay by the mile.
We have a lot of places that they've put in their own infrastructure.
Sure.
And then they connect to our valve, and then we bill them.
And to be honest, it might be financially more beneficial for them to tap into that versus trying to dig a well or doing another way to get water on their property or something like that. So it does make sense. But I just want people to realize that there are people, quite a few actually, that do receive city water and things that don't go. So that's, again, part of that need and making sure all the infrastructure is in place. And how does it, does any private stuff get tied into the city water? Like, do private wells and stuff get tied into the water system, or is that a big no-no? I don't know.
It is a big no-no.
Yeah.
It does happen, and when we find it, that's something we have to correct.
Okay.
We had one last year that we went shut off their water, and and there was water still coming at us, and we couldn't figure out what was going on, and they did have a well.
Okay. So I'm hoping they didn't know.
No, they didn't know. Yeah. We didn't know, and when we find those, and we try to inspect that kind of stuff and see if it's happening.
Well, and from your perspective, that's a breach in the security, basically. Yes. Like if things are going to get into the water supply, that's how they get in, through a backdoor, so to speak, or it's no different than like a medical virus or something. You put your immunity up, but sometimes there's a back way. And this is so I didn't know if that was a problem per se, or is that something that does happen?
It is a problem. It's something that we watch for. The Conservancy District helps us a lot on that because they know where all the wells are, and we work together with them a lot on projects. And
sure. As far as getting work done and things like that, is it just going to City Hall, or do they go directly to the water department? Like, say you have water issues, is it just the call to City Hall and they connect you to you, or do they come to you direct? Basically?
Honestly, the easiest thing to do is call water maintenance and transmission directly.
Gotcha. Which you'll find there on the website or City Hall.
Or you can call the main line.
Just call the main line, tell them that you want to talk to Mary Ellen is our administrative assistant over there. She's the best.
And I will tell you this, it doesn't really matter what department you're in. Anytime you need customer service through city stuff, I've had nothing but great experiences. Every single time with trash, with water, anytime. I haven't had a lot over the years, but I've had one or two. And every single time it's been a positive experience. The trash cans, water. So please the city's always had good customer service when it comes to that kind of thing. I've never had a bad experience there, and tip of the cap. Obviously, that's something I think the city, doesn't matter who's mayor. I think take pride in making sure our people are good at relaying and talking to our constituents.
And it's like any government thing. The lower you can get down on the chain, the more service you can get.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's just
if you can talk to my guys out on the street and I don't know about it, they'll take care of stuff for you.
Sure. Yeah. As long as they got the ability there at the truck or whatever, they're very good because they know. Well, guess what? We'll be back later. We'll be back now. We're here now.
Just
Let's
take care
of
it.
They're the ones actually doing it, so they're going to get it.
Especially if it's an easy fix.
Yeah. Well, that's just it. Yeah, if it's just a matter of a simple turn off a valve or a quick patch or something, then they can do that real quick.
The guys that I have out in the field, it's a great bunch of guys.
Good deal.
They do their job. They love working with the public. I have some that have been here for a long time. Honestly, today will be the first day that I'm fully staffed in 2 years.
Wow.
The last time it was 2
That's
years ago.
That's why I got to come on the radio today.
Yeah.
He's finally filled all the jobs.
It's a celebration.
2 years ago, I was fully staffed for like 4 hours.
Wow.
You know what?
But now,
knock on wood. Stop that.
That being said, if you're interested in a career, always keep an application in because guess what? You never know when they're going to need
always
more.
opportunity.
And to be honest, city job, pretty good. Lots of benefits. Get a lot of paid holidays. You get a lot of. There's a lot of perks to being a city employee there, too.
And the water department is actually very fun. They're highly organized.
Yeah?
Yeah. I love
well, you kind of got to be.
I love going to theirs because they show me all their big valve, all the things that they have.
I bet you get a lot of cool toys.
They do.
And we get all the new toys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, wants to check out the police toys. I bet your toys are just as cool.
Oh, yeah. and we have a new toy that we just got.
Yeah.
It's called a Cobus pipe puller.
Okay.
And it used to be that if we were replacing a service line, we would have to dig up the street.
Oh, so this can basically tunnel through.
And now all we have to do is dig a hole on each side.
Okay.
We run a wire through, and it pulls the new service through.
Okay. So it's kind of like the old school, when you're running cables through or something like that.
It used to take us a day to do a service. When the sales guys came down to give us the training on the Cobus, we did 5 in the morning.
Wow. Not to mention the cost saving on re-landscaping and repairing.
Landscaping, asphalt.
Because now you just got 2 little holes instead of a giant trench.
Yes.
That has to be dug. And depending on where said pipe was, if it was a road over top of it or a building over top of it, then, they don't have to do all the repair work and all that to it.
So that's another thing. If you see our guys out working, or if they're out in your front yard doing stuff, go out and talk to them. Find out what they're doing.
Yeah.
See the equipment that they've paid, that you as the ratepayer have paid for.
Yeah, that's your when you go grocery shopping and all that. Yeah, that's paying for that stuff.
Yes,
and absolutely, and see it because, quite frankly, the only other time you're going to see it is when your stuff's broke, and you don't want to see it then because no one wants their stuff broke.
You really don't want to see us show up in your yard at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
but
it's down the street to watch it. But that's that is really and don't and of course if you have questions about it, please call. That's something I've seen. We're getting back to the customer side. You call and it really doesn't matter what department. If it's the water department, it's the trash department. whatever it is, they are very good in being attentive about this stuff and taking care of it. And to be honest, especially on the water side, if there's a leak or something, you want to know about as quick as possible.
Yes.
Because that's the last thing you guys want is water getting to places it's not supposed to be going.
Running down the road is not a good thing.
But I'm kind of curious though. Like, are you seeing less and less issues now as we're starting to replace some of this pipe? Like I said, I know we're only about a third of the way there. It sounds like, but
we're still on the backside of the curve.
Gotcha.
So
is it a point now where they get replaced? Like obviously, if a water main blows, then guess what? It's time to do some work there. But is it at the point where you're able to get ahead of that, or is it at a point where you're like, well, we're kind of at the point where when it blows, we replace it?
We're still like I said, we're behind it.
Sure. But the good news is you're now fully staffed, and
Yes.
as long as the funding comes in, you can kind of get ahead of it here.
But we have a project this year. We're going to do one of the big transmission lines over on Michigan.
Okay.
And
that's kind of the next big, update here. Or
I think it's
upgrade.
from 19th to Stone is what we're doing. And
so people live in that area, you'll probably see a little bit.
We'll be over there to visit them.
Yeah. But then again, it's less invasive now because some of the tools you have you don't have to dig up the whole neighborhood.
Well, this one's going to be a big dig up because it's one of the big 36-inch lines.
So they don't have the push thing for that big a pipe yet.
That would be fun, though.
This one's more of the 4-lane highway pipe, so we need something a little bigger, a lot more water.
The interesting part, and correct me if I'm wrong, Robert, but from what I've understood is as we're actually starting to take up certain streets and go down, there actually has been collaboration with the engineering department and water to actually look at, is there something that we can actually take care of now? And that
so if there's like a road issue or other issue
I think
at the same time.
A lot of time people were kind of going, what's going on with Garden and Atkinson?
Mm-hmm.
I think those were the two main ones, and that's why I say correct me if I'm wrong, but that's kind of, that was looked at. We can actually go ahead and redo the road, but if we're this far down.
Yeah, might as well go ahead and do
if you're going to dig up the road, it's just crazy to put a brand new road over old pipes.
Right. Yeah.
Because as soon as that gets done, I'm going to go dig up the new road.
Yep, exactly. It's like putting $10,000 rims on your $200 car. Just dumb idea.
Yeah. You actually took me back to being younger on that one. So,
yeah, we were the ones we drove a beat-up Escort with $10,000 rims on it. I know those. I was a dumb kid, too.
But it looked cool.
At least I thought so, yeah. Totally wrong. I don't agree now. But, no, it's actually very interesting because I have seen that productive collaboration between the departments and the communication. Let's actually work at this smarter, not harder.
Absolutely.
And so I'm seeing it. It exists.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. It's good because, like you said, if we're going to do let's kill the two birds with one stone, and that way it's good to go. And hopefully we don't need to be digging up anything around here for the next, foreseeable future.
Right.
So
and we've got a great engineering department here too. We're lucky with the engineers that we have here. And the engineering techs and all those, they're a great bunch of people over there.
Sure. I imagine that does create a little bit of a dance because now, depending on the project, but now you got to coordinate schedules. Like, well, we're available, but the road department's not available.
Funding.
And funding is not available. So there is that trifecta of all the plans got to line for it to happen.
Yep.
But
it is a perfect dance.
But if they're all working at the same time to get it done at the same thing, now that's on the thing. It's not like, oh yeah, by the way, we probably should have rebuilt that road while we were busy digging up the pipe and all.
We always have grand plans until somebody brings up the budget.
That's a bad word.
Like, man, yeah, I know. It's
Whisper that one.
Like, we just make more money. We'll be all right. Yeah, but but I will say this. That's something we've been, I mean, people around here, you turn on your water, it works. You trash, it picks up. And, and we're blessed that way. I don't think we have issues. Like, you look at, I don't know, go to Chicago and you see the trash lined up in the streets and things, and you're like, is that normal? It's like, yeah, it is.
It is.
It kind of is normal. You gotta see that kind of stuff.
Well, and we have communities here in New Mexico that they kind of, it's this part of town's going to have water today, this part of town's going to have water tomorrow.
Yeah. We're very lucky that way. And even still, just because we live in the rural parts and you hear some of our outer water co-ops and things, they have issues from time to time. And generally speaking, it's usually the city that's kind of there saying, all right, well, we can help you till you get back on your feet kind of thing and doing your stuff. So that's something, another side we don't think is not only do you guys really bail out we, the resident, and making sure we got everything, but when the other bigger entities that do similar things you guys do, when they get in trouble, guess who they come to?
Yeah, and we do. We work with all of our, Ruidoso, Artesia, Carlsbad, all those people. We work. If they need a part,
sure,
they come borrow a part,
and vice versa
yeah,
too. If you guys
yeah.
ever needed something, I'm sure they'll be willing and ready to help make sure that gets to you too. So
I think one of the biggest things that I've been exposed to in actually having very valuable conversations with the water department and with Lorenzo is that, I've always just kind of turned on my water and there's my water and I pay my water bill, but you don't actually completely understand the structure of that rate.
Sure.
And as he has educated me, every rate for every community is different. And so people kind of, when you turn on the water, recognize that it's not just the water. There's a whole system that actually has to be invested in to rebuild, to address, and to keep that water flowing at the rate that is actually, fit to our community.
And that's part of
it's a huge investment, and we have to continue to invest in it. So understanding the price of water isn't just about the water coming out. It's
and that's just part of with the new replacing of the meters and all the stuff that's been going on. Again, more infrastructure updates have been going on over the last years, and that's when people were realizing these old meters weren't kind of measuring quite the same. They weren't kind of.
We get that all the time. Well, since you put in this new meter, my water bill's gone up 50%. Well, it's because you were only paying 50% of what you should have been paying on those old meters.
Yeah, it's been, and that's something, and back when this went, you guys did say at the beginning, they were saying, this is going to impact bills because we've been, winter for you guys, we've been underbilling you for all these years because the meters aren't, and so now the newer meters are much more accurate, but has that made a help as far as you guys in getting helping with increasing revenues so that the money goes back to the infrastructure and all that? Are we seeing we're starting to get the money that I know it's a lost cause. I mean, it's going to be years and things to catch up, but are we seeing that maybe some of that money come back in now as we start replacing these meters? And
we're into it like 4 years.
Okay.
So now's when we need to start doing those comparisons.
Okay. So we're about at the time to take a look at the numbers here and see.
And we've I'll be honest with you, we've had software problems.
Sure.
The billing software, we've had issues with it. The communications with the meters and that. The meters themselves are doing their job.
Gotcha.
So if we have problems, we still have people that go out and physically read the meters if we need
getting the computers to talk to them.
But getting everything to talk to each other and work together, and it's like going to a city council meeting.
Well, I can completely commiserate with that because we're in the radio field. We do a lot of video and sports, and we live and die on the internet. And I imagine some of those computers do the same thing. And, internet in southeast New Mexico, it's way better than it used to be, but it's the rural part. Things go down. It's, this is the trade-off for living in rural places. You don't have I was going to say, you don't have a Starbucks in every corner. I was like, well, wait.
Just right down the street. I kind of want to kick in a little bit of a reality pill on that one because Robert has done a fantastic job of actually just keeping focus on moving the water department forward. But what's kind of been exposed to us, and I think the public really needs to be aware of this, is that COVID was fiscally devastating to our water enterprise.
It hurt us bad.
It hurt really bad.
Because I imagine a lot of people didn't pay water bills during that time.
Well,
so
there was.
We had 2 years.
So let me being straight up, because this is the reality that I look at all the time. Our enterprise fund is not what it should be. It is not, and there's been a reason.
We're paying for all the stuff that we spent in COVID, basically.
Yes, absolutely. So it's a lot of going, okay, this is what our bank account really says. This is what we have to do. And there's been innovative conversations on how we actually can get back to that. It's not an easy route, but then COVID was not easy. And it was devastating to the taxpayers' money. And that's the water fund.
How much support do you get from state on this kind of stuff?
We don't get as much as a lot of the other places because the rates that we charge are below average. And that's the way the funding is based is, what your rate is. And the way the State Water Board looks at it is if you're not charging enough, then why should we invest our money?
So they're basically telling you, we ain't helping you till you up your rates, basically.
Yep. You need to be up where it should be, and then we'll start helping.
Yep.
And that's come out in the rate study that we just completed. So
I can understand that logic, but to me, that says, I get it, but we got a problem now. Let's fix it, and don't worry about who pays for what later. You know what I mean? That's to me, that's the way I thought. If I'm the state, I'm looking at like, okay, we'll mess with your rates, but at the same time, we got people that need water and people that need those issues, and we're not going to punish them because you guys are charging them. And that doesn't make sense to me from their lot. But
and then
nothing from Santa Fe makes sense.
I was about to say, I'm not sure why you're even attempting to analyze that logic.
I know, but that's my dumb self.
And a lot of that money is tied to federal money.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So if you really don't want to make sense, get the feds involved in it.
That's a whole nother.
Yeah.
They do as I say, not as I do. I mean, if you think about it, they tell everybody to balance their budget. What's the most unbalanced budget?
Right.
That one right there.
Yes. That was fun.
Absolutely. But it's kind of, and that's something, and this is why we do these conversations, is because, I'm sure you get people, what's wrong with, this, because that's head of the water department. That's kind of, that's where the buck falls, so to speak, on these kind of things. But I think people need to realize that, it's, when there's generally these issues, it's not at this level. It's usually coming from higher up. You guys are trying to mitigate the best you can to kind of, because at the end of the day, your job is like, I want to make sure when you go home and flush your toilet or turn on your sink, there's water coming out of it, and and that's all everyone else wants too. And
that's one thing. If we get nothing out of today except this, the public needs to be involved.
Yes.
They need to come to the meetings when we have discussions about this kind of stuff so they know what's going on. Don't trust Facebook.
Yeah.
Don't trust
That is the worst place to get your information.
About anything related to that.
I actually was about to make sure that I say, please call me. If you want to understand how something works, I will tell you straight up. And because making an assumption is not always.
We got enough people doing that.
Right. So, yeah, call me, call Robert.
Sure.
Call the city manager, because we are absolutely willing to say, no, this isn't just an excuse. Here's the reality of what we're trying to address and trying to fix.
Sure.
Because we're all very aware of what's happening. We're not naive to the downsides.
Absolutely.
So.
And then things have to be, like you said, we got to work on. They're doing it, and it's an ongoing process, and it will be. And this is infrastructure. And here's a little secret I'm going to tell you. As soon as we get through this, it's time to start over and do something else.
Absolutely. It never ends.
The road department, I think they have like a little grid. And as soon as they do all the work here, they go around their little grid. By the time they get to the grid again, they got to start over and work on those other roads they started at the beginning of the grid. That's just how infrastructure works. So it's a constant need because it's always, well, think about it. What's the one thing that never stops working? I mean, you think about it, that system is going 24/7 all the time, any given time, even at 2 a.m, water's rolling somewhere, going through something, that's something that doesn't shut down ever is going to break every once in a great while, and you need to fix it.
When we go out to the job fairs and stuff, we have this little sign that we love to put on our table that says, even the fire department needs heroes. Join the water department. That's the little thing that we've had going with them, and they.
That's right. Without the water department, you just guys with cool trucks.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I actually love that.
Very valid point there, but good deal. Is there anything we definitely we missed we wanted to cover? Or do we kind of get at least enough to create a conversation?
I'm feeling confident.
Just get involved.
Get involved. Yeah, stay
informed.
Stay informed. Talk to your city councilors. Talk to your representatives. Ask questions. This is, believe it or not, Christina likes when constituents come and ask her questions involving the city and stuff.
Absolutely.
This is the type of stuff, this is the business side. This is what they do this because this is the stuff you want to fix. This is the, it's not about arguments and who's got the bigger R, bigger D. It's Does my water work?
Right.
Is my trash picked up? Is there dogs running around loose in the streets? You know, this is what people care about. So.
Yes, and my favorite thing is to educate.
Absolutely.
I get educated so I can help others. So, yeah, call
Absolutely.
me.
Good deal. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it. I'm sure you got a
Absolutely.
few things to work on when you get to the office here, so we'll let you go get
Just
that.
a few.
Just a few. A few puddles, I guess, maybe. He doesn't have fires to put out. He's got puddles.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, 7:55. Let's take a quick break before we get into news. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Oil prices surge, recouping some of last week's steep losses as military clashes continue between Israel and Hamas, igniting fears that a wider conflict could hit oil supplies from the Middle East. Major international air carriers suspended or scaled back flights to or from Tel Aviv after the surprise attack by Hamas militants on Israel over the weekend, saying they were waiting for safety conditions to improve. Union workers at Mack Trucks went on strike on Monday morning after overwhelmingly rejecting a proposed 5-year contract deal, making it the latest tentative labor agreement to be voted down. The International Monetary Fund and World Bank are holding their annual meetings in Africa for the first time in 50 years as they face a growing chorus of criticism that poorer nations are underrepresented. Both have recently said they plan to give Africa additional seats on their executive boards. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
It's a battle of top 10 junior college volleyball teams Wednesday in Roswell as the number 6 ranked MMI Broncos host the number 7 ranked Odessa College Wranglers. You'll want to see this match in person at the Cahoon Armory as these two undefeated in conference play mix it up for the conference championship run. First serve is Wednesday at 6 p.m. at the Cahoon Armory in Roswell. Come out and enjoy top-ranked junior college volleyball Wednesday, NMMI versus Odessa College. You don't want to miss out.
Your locally owned and operated Big O Tires has the best deals on tires, brakes, oil changes, and more. Now through October 29th, get $70 to $100 instant savings on 4 select in-stock Pirelli, Goodyear, and Cooper tires. Plus, synthetic blend oil changes for just $24.95 and full synthetic oil changes for just $44.95. These savings won't last. Make an appointment online or head into Big O Tires today. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Of all the flowers in the world, pansies get a bad rap. Hi, this is Jim Gill with Roswell Seed Company. The name pansies sound delicate and weak, but in reality, pansies are bold and beautiful. When the frost has killed all the other flowers, pansies start blooming and they'll bloom all winter long, which is why you should come see us at Roswell Seed. We have a greenhouse full of colorful pansies ready to brighten up the coldest winter day. So come get your pansies, and remember, if someone calls you a pansy, take it as a compliment.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Well, football district schedule is coming up here this coming Friday for a lot of teams that haven't begun their district schedule yet. And same for volleyball. We've got one more week of non-district volleyball action and some good stuff going on this week, including Goddard playing at home tonight against Carlsbad. Goddard is 9-3 overall. And this game will start at 6:30. The last game for the Rockets was a 3-1 victory at Hobbs on Tuesday. Halen Haskins, a sophomore, with 18 kills in that match. Maria Amadares with 13 kills. And Goddard looks to replicate that kind of success tonight. Coming up on Thursday, Goddard will play host to Roswell. Roswell is 9-7. That game starts at 6:30. Roswell's last game was a 3-1 victory over Gadsden on Saturday. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
Now your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Sorello. The New Mexico Environment Department has signed a final order approving the proposed final permit for the WIPP Hazardous Waste Facility near Carlsbad. The permit is for 10 years. It will become effective November 3rd. NMED Secretary James Kinney said the new permit would benefit New Mexico for many years. The WIPP facility was authorized by Congress for the disposal of transuranic radioactive waste materials generated by atomic energy defense activities across the United States. National Fire Prevention Week this year focuses on fire safety in the kitchen with the theme, Cooking Safety Starts With You. Pay attention to fire prevention. The Roswell Fire Department is joining the National Fire Protection Association and fire departments nationwide in reminding all of us of the importance of always being aware of the potential dangers while cooking. They're urging everyone to take steps to prevent a kitchen fire. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
Your home for Kim Commando in Roswell. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
Town Hall News coming up next. We'll be back on the other side of news. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. As Israeli warplanes hammer Gaza City, the Israeli military has called up 300,000 reservists ahead of an expected ground assault into Gaza. The terrorists are threatening to start killing their hostages, more than 150 held captive according to the Israelis. That includes some soldiers as well as civilians. The U.S. and Britain, France, Germany, and Italy all condemning Hamas, labeling its attack an illegitimate, appalling act of terrorism. The BBC's James Landale with a sampling of reaction from elsewhere.
Outside the West, China's foreign ministry urged what it called the relevant parties to cool the situation down. Russia's foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov, said stopping the fighting was a matter of urgency. In the Middle East, much of the focus was on the suffering of Palestinians. Saudi Arabia said it had warned something like this might happen because of what it called the continued occupation and deprivation of Palestinians' rights. But the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain criticized Hamas for escalating the conflict and abducting civilians.
11 Americans said to be among the 1,600 people who have been killed. Special counsel prosecutors have interviewed President Biden in their ongoing classified documents investigation.
The White House said the president gave a voluntary interview on Sunday and Monday about his handling of sensitive materials. Spokesman Ian Sams issued a statement saying the president and the White House are cooperating with this investigation. An independent counsel is probing the improper storage of classified documents at Mr. Biden's Delaware home and a think tank office here in Washington.
White House correspondent Greg Clugston. A House vote on a new Speaker of the House expected tomorrow. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up 81 points, the Nasdaq ahead 65, the S&P 18 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
The International Monetary Fund warns that the world's economy has lost momentum from the impact of higher interest rates, the invasion of Ukraine, and widening geopolitical rifts.
The IMF says the global economy now faces a new threat from the war between Israel and Hamas militants. The IMF says it expects global growth to slow to 2.9% in 2024 from an expected 3% this year. The 2024 forecast is down slightly from the 3% it predicted back in July.
Correspondent Jeremy House. Clinging to hope but finding survivors is still a possibility. Afghan rescuers and villagers keep digging through rubble in western Herat province. That 3 days after one of the deadliest earthquakes the region has ever seen left more than 2,000 people dead. Elsewhere, people have been digging graves for loved ones killed in the quake. News and analysis, townhall.com. California, the first state to ban 4 chemicals from food and drink.
Among the ingredients outlawed are red dye number 3, a food coloring used in candy. It's one of several laws Democrat Governor Gavin Newsom signed Saturday. He also signed into law a measure allowing legislative staffers to unionize, a move that comes after lawmakers passed several labor initiatives amid a summer of strikes by hotel workers, actors, and writers. Newsom has until October 14th to act on legislation lawmakers have sent to his desk. Rhonda Rockster reporting.
Auto workers have launched strikes at 3 General Motors facilities in Canada. The union represents about 4,300 workers at the plants. They had warned that they would walk off the job if they failed to reach agreement with GM by midnight Monday. The action came after union workers ratified a new 3-year contract with Ford. A similar agreement has been sought with General Motors. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travelers said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
Los Dos
of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Yeah, buddy.
Hope Tuesday's going well.
Second day of the rest of your life.
Weather's nice. Although tomorrow's going to get weirdly hot.
Yeah, I know. It's 90s tomorrow?
94.
94 now?
That's what it says on my thing.
Dang
94.
it. Come
But
on,
it's only the
fall.
one day. It's one day. Like, we're 86 today. And then
pardon
94,
me.
get out of there.
Wow, dang it.
94 tomorrow. And then back down to 86 Thursday.
Crazy.
And then like 75 on Friday.
Nice.
Maybe
Yeah, so enjoy your last bastions of heat, you heat lovers.
We're all going to get sick. It's roller coaster. It's like hot one day, cold the next. We're all going to get it.
It's inevitable.
Does it every time.
Yeah.
To me, anyway. But happy Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm like, weather's nice, but it's going to suck.
Gotta be the bearer of bad news somehow.
Man, I got to stop being glass.
Mike's got to keep that pessimism streak going, you know?
Just a hint.
That's right. Ever so slightly.
Just a hint. But happy Tuesday. Hope your day's going well. Weather is nice, though. I'm pretty happy about that. Like you mentioned earlier, don't forget we do have football Thursday and Friday night this week. The Goddard Rockets, the Artesia Bulldogs, and the Roswell Coyotes all begin district play.
This is the first week of district, right?
This week, yes. And so Roswell and Artesia will square off here at the Wool Bowl Friday night. We'll have that for you. The Roswell perspective, as we mentioned earlier, here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
And that usually means that next week they're going to have Goddard and Artesia, and then the final week of district play is the Roswell Goddard game.
I believe you're right.
I think that's how that works.
Yeah.
So,
and
the Bulldog perspective on KSVP AM and FM.
Exactly. And then, of course, we'll have live streaming video, again, Roswell and the Artesia perspectives, KSVPTV.com, and their respective channels. The Goddard Rockets will take on Mayfield to begin their district play in Mayfield Thursday. We'll have that game definitely for you on the radio, 106.1 FM Fiero. We're trying to lock down all of that now. We're working with some of our partners over in that part of the world.
It's been interesting this season to kind of watch how our team has taken those far away games and put them just right here in your own lap.
Well, I will tell you what you're going to see at the Wool Bowl Friday night. I'm going to predict, well, depending on how the brackets line up, but I would argue the two best teams in the state for high school football will be in the Wool Bowl on Friday night. The Roswell Coyotes and the Artesia Bulldogs are the two best teams in the state, my opinion.
I was going to argue that Cleveland had a seat at the table, but I'm pretty sure that Roswell and Artesia have definitely.
Took that seat.
Yep. Oh, I was there to watch it. I was there to watch that little slobber knocker.
Yeah. So if you want to see arguably the best high school football that New Mexico has to offer, it's going to be in the Wool Bowl.
That's right.
Friday night. So get you a good spot and then come back and watch it later on our stuff.
Right.
Go be at the Wool Bowl. Put on your, because Artesia going to bring their people.
Oh, of course.
Artesia going to bring their people.
That's right. Sea of
what Artesia
orange
does.
at the Wool Bowl, so I want to see a sea of red as well.
Yep. So
doggone it.
That's the ticket.
Go Big Red.
So please get out there and because the visitor side will be all orange. Load up that home side so there's a big make it a home game for our Coyotes. Because the visitors will be coming.
Onward Roswell, onward Roswell.
Which means also restaurants prepare accordingly because Artesia comes hungry. So they're going to be coming eating in our restaurants and everything else.
Yep.
So welcome them.
Over the weekend, we ventured to one of Roswell's lesser known dining establishments. I'd say lesser known, but also it's highly appreciated. The Sail Barn Cafe.
Oh, yeah.
You ever eaten there?
No, I've heard.
Dude.
And I've just never been in there at times that are convenient to eat food.
Understandable. But if you're ever hankering for just like a good old home style breakfast or, just like a nice big lunch.
I've heard more people say it's the best breakfast in town.
It is the best breakfast in town.
Yeah.
Yes. The 221, it's like 8 something.
Yeah.
And it's there's so much food that it's like 2 meals worth.
Nice.
Yeah. You and Kim could go get one entree and split it.
I'm pretty, I'm a glutton bastard. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Kim and a normal person. Me, no,
Right.
I probably would.
Kim and someone else could go and share one entree.
No, I don't share well with others when it comes to food.
But also one of the only places in town, and I know this is going to be a real popular opinion, real hot take. One of the only places in town that serves liver and onions. And I'm a fan.
My wife would enjoy that. You and my wife. Maybe that's it.
Just saying, fork tender. It's nice.
I want to meet a young person that's like, I'm all about liver and onions.
That was me as like a kid. Like when I was younger, I loved it.
I want to meet him now in 2023.
I can't make that happen.
I want to meet a 12-year-old that loves liver and onions.
I would argue if you take away the stigma of liver and onions, it's a rather enjoyable dish. It's just it doesn't sound pleasant on the to say.
In all fairness, beef liver. I'm not going to get into all the livers. Beef liver looks and smells different than it tastes.
No, you're absolutely right.
Like, to be honest, when it's frying up and everything, and you're it's all right. And then you look at it, and then you chew into it, and it tastes nothing. Like the consistency's not right, and so I think a lot of people have that.
I'd say the consistency is probably the biggest.
Like you're thinking
thing
about putting
it.
something more meaty in your mouth, and then it just kind of falls apart.
This is what I'll say. If you're going to enjoy a nice entree of liver and onions, don't think about what the liver does. That's one tip I'll give you.
To be honest, that doesn't bother me at all.
It didn't until I got about 3/4 of the way through my liver and onions. Like, the liver is basically a filter. Cows, they live in just gigantic dirt fields. I mean,
that I never had a problem with because I grew up eating crabs, and crabs are the garbage men of the sea.
That's true.
That's all they do is pick up trash and eat it. When you get all that delicious mustard, that's not mustard.
Enjoy your breakfast, everybody. We're talking about
mustard.
liver and
Just
onions
saying.
and crab mustard.
Just saying, that's not what that is. But we eat it.
I don't know.
Just like that little brown
I was just
line
going to say
on
the line
shrimp.
of shrimp.
On the shrimp there. You know what that is?
I literally watched a comic that's like, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy that says, that little line of brown in the back of the shrimp, that's poop. It's like, just enjoy what you enjoy.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying. I never have a hang up about that. It's just, it literally does not taste the way it looks and smells. And so I think people have a problem with that.
That's just a line from Tommy Boy. Ugh, why do you always have to deturd these things?
Yeah, I'll gobble them down. All right.
Nature's they're candy of the sea.
Poor Dr. Powell. He's going to come on after that.
Hey, we got him all nice and warmed
That's
up.
right.
That's what we were doing.
Dr. Sean Powell with Eastern New Mexico University Roswell here, going to join us in just a few minutes. We'll ask him if he's a liver and onions fan, and then we'll get an update from him on what's going on with over at Eastern here. And of course, they're getting they got a lot going on. Plus, we're getting into the holiday time, so they get very busy with events and things right around this time of year too. So we'll talk with Dr. Powell about all the upcoming events and things going on with ENMUR. Before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at your weather, where there's sprinklings, allegedly.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty nice over the next couple of days. Temperatures will be warming up quite a bit. We have a low-pressure trough off to our east and some downslope wind taking us into the upper 80s for the afternoon high today. Sunshine for the most part, but we can't rule out an isolated late-day shower or thunderstorm. Mid-50s and clear for the overnight hours, and then hitting right around 90 for the afternoon high on Wednesday. Gusty wind and sunshine. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 60 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 56%. Winds currently out of the south at 3 miles per hour. They're saying there's a chance, a slight chance, a 20% chance we could see some showers this afternoon. Mostly sunny otherwise. Highs expected to reach 86 degrees with southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear. Overnight low of 54, south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, we're warming up for one day. Sunny and 94 tomorrow. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10 early. Breezy for the afternoon, southwest 15 to 20 for tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow night, clear skies, overnight low of 59 degrees. And then Thursday, we're back down into the 80s. So sunny and 86 again on Thursday. Winds a little breezy out of the west, 10 to 15 early, picking up 15 to 20. Gusting as high as 30 miles per hour by Thursday afternoon. Friday, we're looking at, with those winds, bringing in the cooler temps, high of only 75 on Friday with sunny skies. Saturday, sunny and 75 as well, and then back up near 80 under sunny skies on Sunday. All right, 8:16, we're going to take about a 3.5-minute commercial break, and then Dr. Sean Powell with Eastern New Mexico University Roswell will join us on the other side. Don't go away.
It's a battle of top 10 junior college volleyball teams Wednesday in Roswell as the number 6 ranked NMMI Broncos host the number 7 ranked Odessa College Wranglers. You'll want to see this match in person at the Cahoon Armory as these two undefeated in conference play mix it up for the conference championship run. First serve is Wednesday at 6 p.m. at the Cahoon Armory in Roswell. Come out and enjoy top-ranked junior college volleyball Wednesday, NMMI versus Odessa College. You don't want to miss out.
Hey neighbors, there's a new source for all your appliance needs in the area. We're Roswell Appliance Outlet. We sell new minor scratch and dent appliances, and we'll help you save 40 to 60% off of MSRP. All come with warranty and personalized service. We also offer parts and service for your existing household appliances. We offer financing and delivery options as well. Don't make that big box store mistake. Come see us at Roswell Appliance Outlet today at 600 South Main in Roswell, or call 575-363-9236.
A night of music that'll bring you joy. Compassion presents We Are Messengers Where the Joy Is tour with special guest Cochran and Company and Ben Fuller. Sunday, October 15th in Carlsbad at Walter Gerald's Performing Arts Center. We Are Messengers Where the Joy Is tour with Cochran and Company and Ben Fuller. Tickets are available now at wearemessengersmusic.com.
Need new windows for your home? Beware of the sales gangster. Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing and Windows here. A sales gangster is a window salesperson with the mobster mentality. They intimidate, bully, and fast talk you into buying their less than quality windows during a 3-hour pitch. Think I'm kidding? Call a few window companies and see for yourself. Or you can skip the sales gangsters and call Trustmark. We have fair, no-nonsense pricing on our premium windows, and our appointments take only about 60 to 75 minutes. Just long enough to listen to what you need, show you your options, answer your questions, and give you a straightforward quote. Then it's up to you. We can take a no just as easy as a yes, but I'll guarantee you this. No sales gangsters. Sound fair? Call Trustmark Roofing and Windows for your no-obligation spring window assessment. 575-755-7663 or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people people first.
A good night's sleep is so important, and issues like sleep apnea make falling asleep and staying asleep nearly impossible, but we can help. I'm Dr. Sarah Usher at Carabelli Dental. With the help of a simple oral appliance, your sleepless nights could be a thing of the past. But don't take my word for it, just ask Lainey.
My name is Lainey Smith. I wasn't surprised when I found out I had sleep apnea simply because I had a horrible sleep pattern. I attempted to use the machine and it drove me nuts and I could not sleep with it. And then that's when Dr. Agger told me about the oral appliance. I would suspect I've been using it for 2 years now. In all of that time, I've had less than 10 poor nights of sleep. It's a complete game changer. I feel a lot better because I sleep.
This simple appliance can change your life. Call us today to set up your appointment so you can finally get the good night's sleep you need.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell or call 575-622-4455.
The tool used to measure your feet at the shoe store is called a Brannock device. The person that measures your feet at home for no reason is called a creep with a foot fetish. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 20 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, President of Eastern New Mexico University, Roswell, Dr. Sean Powell, back with us. Good morning, sir. How you doing today?
Good morning, Michael. Thank you. Doing good.
How's life at the college this morning?
Things are good. Things are good.
Weather's been beautiful, so I'm hoping students take advantage of all the grass and, in between classes, instead of maybe going indoors, they'll go hang out under a tree and, do some reading or do some studying or eat lunch or whatever.
Students are on campus for sure.
Yeah. I think it's a good time to come see some of the park benches and grass and trees that are on the campus there.
We do have an 8-week semester that's going to start next Monday.
Okay.
So enrollment is still going on. There's
Okay.
Lots of classes that we're offering this go around.
Yeah, they got quite a few selection of those 8. So if you're missing, maybe you need a class there to kind of complete your degree plan or one, and you kind of want to do it in an accelerated rate. Maybe you're thinking, well, this one I think I want to do a shorter, and that way you can get the class in about half the time it normally would take to do that. Now, that being said, half the time means double the workload. So please understand you're going to be doing the same amount of work just in half the time. So it does require a little bit more effort on your part. But if you're willing to do that, it's a good way to kind of get a jump on your degree plan and maybe set the tables a little sooner than you wanted to. Yeah, it's like a summer class, just accelerated. Yeah, but be aware it is a lot going on at one time there. So make sure that you plan accordingly.
Right.
Make sure
Absolutely.
you allot yourself the schedule and time. So if you do work full time or something like that, be aware you're doing double the work at that time.
Absolutely.
Which it can be done, but just plan for it. That's what
Right.
they do. So.
Yeah.
But first off, we probably want to congratulate. Your float committee at the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. They won the float parade,
Right.
the grand prize of the grand champion of the parade here.
They did
on Monday of last week. So.
Yeah, a group came in and said we're going to build a float, and I said great, and I gave them lots of incentive to say, well, the float is next week, and it was an empty trailer till about 3 days before the parade started, and they really got it done.
They crash coursed it and got it done.
And a lot of different folks were around campus. Really appreciate all the effort.
And did it pretty well,
went into
apparently, if
there.
you're going to win the whole thing, the grand champions. So.
Well, now what they did tell me is there was a rubric for the float,
Okay.
and the ones the judges used, and they followed it. So
working smarter, not
Yeah.
harder. See, go to college, kids. You get smart.
Yeah, but it was
they did. I love that. That's the whole point. But they had. It sounds like they had fun doing it, and they were able to. For those that saw the float, kind of showcase really all the aspects of ENMUR through a float, and they did a good job of doing that. So
the welding students built some framework that was there in each of the 3 different areas that we have on campus: technical education, health sciences, and then also the arts and sciences. Each had a part in the float with showcasing their programs.
Yeah.
And those frames that the welding students built can be used in other settings. So they had it actually after the float parade was over. Then they took them, and that was part of our fair booth.
It's a multi-purpose float. Not only it breaks down, it's like a transformer.
But really proud of all the folks that were involved with
great.
that.
Yeah, they did great. So, again, maybe next year, if you want to be on the float committee, start a little sooner. That way you got a little time. But they did great. That's good. And then, of course, now you're kind of, it's kind of, because midterms are like right around the corner here. So it's like kind of the calm before the next busy part of the semester here, really, for the campus.
Right.
As far as class schedule and stuff. So I imagine it's maybe a little peaceful right now, but here in a week or two, it's going to get back to heavy, cramming for midterms and getting those midterm papers or whatever they got to get done.
Right.
So it's kind of the calm before the next storm right now, I think. At least the vibe on the campus is.
Right. We have the midterm exams that are going on, and then also this Saturday we're taking part in the community efforts for the eclipse.
Yeah.
And it's really kind of interesting. We're going to have Dr. Michael Anderson come down from Portales.
Okay.
This fellow has taught in Portales since 1995.
Okay.
His degree is in experimental nuclear physics.
Okay.
From MIT.
So he's a physicist.
Yeah, absolutely.
From MIT.
Yeah, and he's been there almost 30 years, and his passion is teaching. And so he's going to be here Thursday and Friday, I believe, to help out and offer some classes.
Does he have a kind of knowledge on the astrophysicist side of things because we're the eclipse and stuff?
He teaches astronomy.
Yeah, I think that's astrophysicist. I'm not sure. Right?
Yeah.
My knowledge of physicists is Big Bang Theory. So.
Right. Well, I spoke with him, and it was a very cordial conversation, and he's very glad to come down and help us out.
He's going to come and kind of explain what you're seeing when you're at participating in seeing the eclipse on Saturday. Now, you can come on out. You guys will have glasses and stuff. So don't look at it without the glasses. Don't be out in your backyard just looking at it without the eye protection and things. But if you kind of want to learn a little bit more about what you're seeing and why it's seeing, come on out to the campus here. They'll have the glasses. What time is? Because the event.
So we're
it'll be early.
Yeah, I think the total partiality, because it's a Ring of Fire eclipse, is around 10:30.
Yeah,
and we're partnering with the city.
Okay,
and so the museum and the
they're doing their art and science fair on Saturday.
So we'll be there.
Okay,
we won't have events on campus on Saturday.
So you guys will be participating with the city's event.
Yes.
There. So come out to the convention center.
Right.
That event's going on all day from like 10 I think, where's the flyer? It's till 4 o'clock, 10 to 4. That's what it is. All day 10 to 4. But the actual Ring of Fire solar eclipse, I think the actual process starts around 9:30, 9:40.
Right.
The peak, the most eclipse is right around 10:30, 10:40.
I think so. Right.
And then by about 11:30, it's all over with.
Right.
So but if you want to get the most blacked out of it's going to be, it's right around 10:30, 10:40.
Yes.
Is when on Saturday morning. So get out to the convention center. They're going to have the glasses for you and everything else. And then, like you said, they're going to have the experts there. Like you said, you're going to have your physicist there. I believe someone from NASA is going to also be there.
I believe so.
At the event too. So I think you're going to have some pretty expert knowledge on what's going on and what you're seeing Saturday morning. So.
Well, and the other thing that we're taking part in, we're just hosting a group from Arizona State University. Whenever there's an eclipse like this, NASA has a set of universities along the line of totality. And so they follow the path, and they launch weather balloons. So on Saturday, here in Roswell, ASU and their team will be launching a weather balloon. It's a standard thing that happens during
not
these
an alien,
eclipses,
it's a weather balloon.
as far as we know. And we're going to host them on campus. They're going to work with the early college high school students and university high school students on Friday.
Are they going to launch it from the convention center there? Or
no, they're going to launch it, I think, about 30 miles west of town.
Okay.
Because this is a free-floating, non-directional balloon.
And they're pretty big, right?
They start off small, and then as they gain in altitude,
they grow.
Okay. Yeah, they get
kind of elongated
side.
And everything. Like sometimes you see them up in the sky doing their thing, and they kind of look
right.
They get funky shapes sometimes.
Yeah, they go up as high as 90,000 or 100,000 feet, and then usually they burst, and that's when they come down. And so they have a lot of telemetry and other atmospheric instruments where they take a lot of measurements during the eclipse along that line. And that team, again, all of those college students and university students from Arizona and other places are going to come here and be working with our students on our campus
studying
on Friday.
And working.
Yeah.
So that'd be a lot of fun. So please, when you're out Saturday, come out, see a part of this, especially if you've got family members that love this aspect
Right.
of science, love space, love that kind of thing. And obviously with the whole Science and Art Festival on Saturday, it's a whole day of fun STEAM activities because
Right.
a lot of stuff with art, lots of recycled projects and recycle art projects. And it's all free on Saturday, so your whole family's going to have a lot of fun. So get out there early. When the doors open at 10, make sure you're there so you can participate in the solar eclipse stuff. And then when you're done that, you can hang out and do some of the other events and things that are going on there.
Absolutely.
So, good deal.
So that's this Saturday, and then next week we'll have a banquet. Our foundation is having its annual banquet, and we have 2 honorees. The Snowburgers with McDonald's are being honored, and then also Dr. Patrice Caldwell will be honored by our foundation for their service to ENMU and ENMU Roswell.
Good deal. Yeah, the foundation, for folks that don't know, that's really a great source for providing opportunities for students to be a part of ENMU Roswell. That's when you have the golf tournaments and things. That's foundation stuff,
Right.
and basically they're raising money for scholarships and things like that, so we can have as many people that want to call the campus home. They have the ability to do that, and that's where the foundation comes in and does a lot of that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, and then,
so it's great that we honor the people that help them do what they do.
Right. It's going to be a great event, October 18th, and that'll be happening on our campus. And then on the 24th at 6 o'clock, we'll be having our 65th anniversary. And so a committee has been going through all the archives and finding all of the old materials.
Right.
And they actually came up with bulletins from the first year of the college's existence.
Oh, cool.
You think about a college catalog being real thick. This thing's maybe 11 pages.
Those first year went a lot to
and they have those catalogs from the first few years, and they'll have all of those things on display. And we're inviting all of our alumni and current students, faculty members.
I'd be interested to see like some of the course selections available in 65 years ago. That would be kind of a neat list. Because and this is something, the ENMUR is you get your full degree and everything else, but at the end of the day, it's a community university, and so its job is to meet the needs of the community in which it serves, and so that's why you always see certain classes and things, because it's meeting the demands. There's certain unique classes that are offered here that aren't offered in other places because this meets the needs of this community and things. So I'd be very curious to see back at 65 years ago what were some of the classes that they obviously you probably had the basics, your math and science, but I'm curious to see what some of the elective courses were available back then. That'd be kind of interesting. So.
Right. I looked at the schedule just yesterday, and they had a technical education program, and then they had some home economic classes, if you remember those.
Oh, yeah. I remember in middle school and high school taking home economics classes. And matter of fact, in middle school, we did 2 semesters. So one semester was home economics, and we actually did sewing and baking, and then the other half was shop. And then we go in and we did woodworking, and that one was predominantly woodworking. I did metal in high school, but yeah. So I did all that in high school. I don't know if they still do, but they did back then.
Yeah. But no, we're looking forward to the event on the 24th, and anyone who has any association or affiliation with the campus is encouraged to come and celebrate the 65th anniversary.
Yeah,
of the
it sounds like a lot of
college.
fun. Who knows? Any alumni of that first graduating class still hanging out and around that want to come and visit? I think we can get a special spot for you if you maybe
Absolutely.
that first class there happens to be a graduate of the first graduating class of Eastern New Mexico University Roswell that's around that would like to come out. Like I said, they've been around a while because it's 65 years, and so they were probably in their early 20s by then. So yeah, they're going to be older folks, but there might be a few around.
Yeah, there might be. And we do have some faculty members that are still around that I'm familiar with that have taught a long time ago at the campus and still have relationships with
Good
them.
deal.
At the
Well, hopefully they
campus,
come out and visit and get to share some stories with people and all that kind of stuff. So any professors or students or really anyone that has called ENMUR home for any given time over the last 65 years, we'd love to. I mean, everybody's welcome, but especially, maybe you're a graduate from 30, 40 years ago. We'd love to have you there and come see and share your experiences and talk with, little stroll down memory lane here as we go.
Yeah, and it's been an event that's really got a lot of people on campus involved. They've got a big committee. I know Lindy Newman out of our office has been involved with those efforts, and she's been going through archives and finding old pictures. The one that I had scanned once they showed it to me, I have a picture of the last day a flag flew at Walker Air Force Base.
Oh, wow.
November 27th of 67 is when that happened. Yeah.
That's a poignant moment there. Huh?
Right.
Because that flag went down and the base is closed. Interesting.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
So there's lots of pictures and different artifacts like that'll be on display. So we encourage everyone to come out. Yeah.
Wonder if that flag's still in existence. Like, is it sitting in someone's collection in a basement somewhere?
Yeah.
The flag that flew over, the final flag that flew over Walker Air Force Base.
Yeah.
That would be very interesting. So, I don't know. One of those things may be lost to history. We don't know, but I love that kind of stuff. So what's the date on the that next
So
week
that'll
again?
be October 24th.
Okay.
Will be
So
the
here about 2 weeks.
65th anniversary. Yeah, 2 weeks from today.
Yeah.
And then next week on the 18th will be the foundation banquet.
Yes,
And so
so-
if people are interested in attending, I'd encourage them to call Craig Collins at the campus.
And you'll find him on if you go to the enmu.edu website, you'll find his thing there. Or you know what? Even if you go to the ENMUR's Facebook page and say, I heard him talking about the foundation dinner, who do I need to talk to? They'll get you.
Yeah.
So if you don't remember Craig Collins, put it on there and someone will definitely put you in touch with the right people.
Right. Now, as I was walking in, I was listening to a little bit of agricultural work. And you were talking
Our fine foods.
about some other foods. And I did want to just mention we have a growing agricultural program. Really appreciate the work of numerous people. Andrea Strapp, who's our faculty member in ag, and then Robert Moore, who's the assistant vice president over that area, Edna Yoakum, who's a director over that area. They're all building, and Andrea started with us in January, and there were just a few students, and her classes are full this fall.
Yeah, for many folks may not know or remember, she was the 4-H director. We used to have her on the radio show all the time, so we knew about her prior job. So yeah, she has a bit of experience in the farming and ranching and in that community world here. So.
And we're going to be starting an air pistol club and having it out on campus, and so that'll be something. And then another future thing we're looking at is starting a livestock judging team.
Oh, cool.
And so we'll be getting more word out about that, hiring a livestock judging coach, and, seeing how far we can go with that. Because I think with all of the activities, like you said, it was Fair Week that happened out at the fair. We have the 4-H students, and we've got the youth that are in FFA. So this would be a natural progression for them just to stay in Roswell for a couple of years.
Well, and it's getting back to what I said, earlier about, the role of that campus to serve the community. And the ag industry is very much the fabric of this community. It's, arguably the biggest part of the fabric of this community and things like that. So it's good to see that, you guys are kind of, putting more of the ag side into the classroom here. So that's a good thing. So love all that and that's something that we, the people, are going to have to figure out is the whole farming and ranching industry, because there's less and less people doing it, and the demand goes up every year. I'm not a math wizard, but I can figure out that's going to be a problem if we don't figure it out. So we got to groom and create the next generation of farmers and ranchers, because they're the ones that are going to feed the world, and there's going to be less of them doing it. So we're going to have to get smarter on how to do it. So
well, and to quote what Representative Azell says every time I've heard her speak publicly, she says, "If you eat, you're involved with ag."
Absolutely, and I eat a lot. By the way, Dr. Powell, liver and onions fan?
No, not so much.
I didn't.
Not so much.
Well, and I know you're a military guy, and so generally speaking, military people will eat anything, even though they don't like it. They'll still eat it because it's either eat or don't eat. Right. So I guess I'm eating it.
Yeah. You get what you get.
And we've eaten various things in bags over the years that, liver and onions might look pretty good compared to that.
Right.
So I was just curious on that.
Yeah.
But and then of course now's the time if you want to enroll for the fall semester and all that. This is now the time to start getting registered. Start getting if you have not registered with the campus and everything. Now's the time to get that paperwork groundwork laid. And then here, which is probably in a few short weeks, they'll open up the spring semester catalog here, and then you can start signing up for classes and getting it done now rather than you scrambling that first couple weeks of January trying to get it done before the classes.
Registration starts about 19 days
Okay.
on the 29th of October.
Good deal. But now's the time if you're interested in enrolling into the campus or into the college or if you want to talk to an advisor about getting financial aid or some of that kind of stuff procured. They'll be happy to just call the main number, the schedule appointment, or go to the website, roswell.enmu.edu. You can schedule appointment, and there you can kind of read the course stuff and do all that and kind of do your homework and then call, and talk. But this is the time. This is the best time to do that kind of stuff. It's kind of in the lull. The classes are working on classes, but the enrollment folks, like I said, the classes signups have not started yet. So this is a good time to catch them when they can devote a lot of time to you and help you really navigate through this stuff.
Absolutely.
So if you're interested in really wanting to explore your options here, now's a great time to sit down with the advisors and staff and let them map it all out for you. It's really a great way to do it. So, but this is the good time. If you try to do this in January, they'll still be happy to help you, but there's going to be a lot more demand on their time too. So do it this time when everybody's a little less, going 60 different directions.
Well, and the earlier you register, the more opportunities you have to have choices.
Absolutely. Particularly if you have a class that has a limited window on when it's available and you need that for your plan, then the earlier you sign up, the better chance that you'll get the particular time slot you want. Or if you're like, I got an English class, but I got to do it 8 a.m, or it's going to, the earlier you do that, the more variety and selection you'll have to do that. As you get later, guess what? A lot of people need the same thing you do too, and so they've already signed up, and so you might have to take a lesser convenient time or push back to the next semester because the classes are full. So get it done now.
And some of the programs are full. For example, welding, we have 40 welding booths. There's 40 welding students, and so they're already locked into the fall semester. Mm-hmm. So if you want to try to get into those early classes for welding or automotive or HVAC or whichever one of the fields, any of the healthcare fields or our arts and science programs, I would encourage you, like you're saying, Mike, get out there, talk to advisors, get all of your transcripts and all of your application materials submitted.
Get the legwork done now. So when it's time to sign up and do all this, all you got to do is roll in and sign up and get your books and get ready for day one of class here. So that's all, trust me. I get it. Life happens and you get sidetracked and things happen. But you will save yourself so much headache, hassle, and stress if you plot and plan a little bit here and just spread this out. Do it now when it's less busy. So when the times do get busy and you need to use the resources, you've got most of what you need in place. You're just dotting your I's and crossing your T's at the end.
Right.
So please, trust me, as a person that's now 50 that didn't do some of these things I'm telling you when I was in my 20s, listen, it's so much better. As a guy that did it the hard way, the hard way is not the best way sometimes. So, but it'll create so much more opportunity for you if you just plan a little bit.
Sure.
But come out this Saturday to the convention center for the eclipse. Like I said, the event will get underway at 10. Be there when the doors open at 10, because about 30 minutes later is the high water mark of the Ring of Fire solar eclipse on Saturday. And by the way, we lucked out again. This part of the country is like one of the best areas to see this Ring of Fire. So we're kind of blessed. We're going to get a good view of it where other parts of the world aren't going to get to see it as well as we will. So all you got to do is roll out your house and come on down to the convention center and get those glasses. Don't try looking at it.
Absolutely. Don't look at it directly.
If you have any questions about anything we talked about, again, roswell.enmu.edu is the website for Eastern New Mexico University Roswell. You can find the complete course load, enrollment, advisors. Every question you have, you'll probably find the answer there on the website. You can always call the number. It's 7,000. I can never remember the first part of the...
If you just dial 624-7000, you'll be okay.
624 is the number. I couldn't remember the prefix, but I was like, I know 7,000 is the other half.
Yeah.
But that's the main number, and it'll direct you to wherever you want to go.
Absolutely.
If you want to talk to financial aid or enrollment or one of the departments or whatever. They'll patch you in. And then, of course, come out next week for the foundation banquet, and then here in about 2 weeks for
65th anniversary.
The 65th anniversary. Thank you. I had a brain
Yeah. You bet.
Good deal. Is there anything else we wanted to put on the radar, Dr. Powell?
The only other thing I'd throw out there, and this is down at the end of the month, and the city is really hosting this. We're just participating in it, and I think there'll be a lot of other groups joining. So the Trick or Treat event will be at the Civic Center, and so that'll happen on that Tuesday, October 31st.
You guys are going to have a booth out there at the
we will.
citywide event, and that'll be out. Yeah, that'll be Halloween night.
4 to 8, I think, is the time frame.
And that'll be so. And they'll have all kinds of booths. So look for the ENMUR booth when you're out at the Trunk or Treat or whatever they're calling it for this year.
Right.
So good deal. What's your treat? Do you know yet?
You know, part of the agreement in being involved with that was you have to buy $500 worth of candy.
Okay.
I'm not buying the candy, so I'm not sure.
You got someone who can handle the candy purchase.
I'm not buying the candy, so I don't want it to disappear before the 31st.
Well, then let me ask you: if you were buying the candy, what's your go-to candy you would buy?
Well, it'd have to be some of the chocolate.
Okay,
candy,
I didn't know if you had like a favorite. It's like I'm a Kit Kat guy, or I'm a Reese's guy, or M&M's.
Reese's peanut butter cups would probably be the number one. For
me. You can't argue with. Now, do you like them better when they're shaped like pumpkins or cups?
Doesn't
or
matter.
Christmas trees
Doesn't
or whatever.
Matter.
Okay,
doesn't matter.
You can't go wrong with Reese's. I've always been an M&M peanut guy. That's always been my go-to.
Those are good too.
I always feel like you get a few extra, even though it's only like 6 in the little fun pack.
Right.
Good deal. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Powell. We appreciate it. We'll let you get on to your next meeting here, and you know, hey, if you got candy suggestions, shoot them on the Facebook page.
That's right.
Maybe you can do a poll, and it's like, we got mostly. Of course, there'll be that one person that loves like some obscure candy bar that they're going to do 100 times, and that'll win $1,000 grand or something. Good deal. Well, thank you, Dr. Powell.
Well,
See you next time. All right, it is closing in on 8:47. Let's pause for local news. Your Cowboys report, quick commercial break as well. Dallas Cowboys report, not just general Cowboys reports. The Dallas Cowboys report. No one really wants to hear it this week, but I'm going to play it for you. Here it is on the other side of news. Don't go away.
Now your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. The New Mexico Environment Department has signed a final order approving the proposed final permit for the WIPP Hazardous Waste Facility near Carlsbad. The permit is for 10 years. It will become effective November 3rd. NMED Secretary James Kinney said the new permit would benefit New Mexico for many years. The WIPP facility was authorized by Congress for the disposal of transuranic radioactive waste materials generated by atomic energy defense activities across the United States. National Fire Prevention Week this year focuses on fire safety in the kitchen with the theme, Cooking Safety Starts With You. Pay attention to fire prevention. The Roswell Fire Department is joining the National Fire Protection Association and fire departments nationwide in reminding all of us of the importance of always being aware of the potential dangers while cooking. They're urging everyone to take steps to prevent a kitchen fire. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Hey everyone, with your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales. Dak Prescott talks about a key team leader missing time because of a neck injury. He shares his thoughts on Leighton Vander Esch after this.
A true Dallas Cowboys fan is there for the journey and the destination. This is the season to make your journey count by flying through McAllen International Airport, the South Texas airport of the Dallas Cowboys. Whether you're flying down for McAllen's award-winning fall and holiday festivals, or you're a South Texas fan flying up to cheer the Cowboys on, make your journey as satisfying as your destination at the South Texas airport of the Dallas Cowboys. McAllen International Airport, above, beyond, at McAllenAirport.com.
Todd thought it would be secure to jog in the cheetah savanna. Todd believed the big cat repellent he bought online was reliable. And now, Todd is trying to be faster than this cheetah that can run 80 miles per hour. But the good news is, Todd has AT&T 5G that is fast, reliable, and secure. And he learned the best thing to do is toss her the backpack with the beef stew. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure.
5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
In addition to the humbling loss Sunday night at the 49ers, the Cowboys suffered key injuries to linebacker Leighton Vander Esch and special teams ace C.J. Goodwin. Both are likely to do stints on injured reserve. Goodwin with a pectoral injury, and Vander Esch being sidelined with a neck injury for the third time in his career, which is a concern for teammates like Dak Prescott.
Yeah, obviously thoughts and prayers and hoping for the best for Leighton. Obviously understanding he's had previous history. He's a guy that does everything right, loves the game. You can see it. You can see it with the passion that he plays with. And as I said, just thoughts and prayers for him and hope everything can be smooth.
Players have today off, then Wednesday to correct mistakes in Sunday's loss because there's an extra day of practice this week. The next game at the Chargers doesn't kick off until Monday night. With your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty nice over the next couple of days. Temperatures will be warming up quite a bit. We have a low-pressure trough off to our east and some downslope wind taking us into the upper 80s for the afternoon high today. Sunshine for the most part, but we can't rule out an isolated late-day shower or thunderstorm. Mid-50s and clear for the overnight hours, and then hitting right around 90 for the afternoon high on Wednesday. Gusty wind and sunshine. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All across America, this is the Lou Dobbs Business Report.
I'm Lou Dobbs. The market versus the Middle East. Stocks up ahead of key earnings, investors' Middle East anxiety, and hawkish Fed comments likely to influence markets for several days. Major stock indexes higher yesterday. Fed Vice Chair Philip Jefferson suggesting interest rates would increase again before the end of this year. His comments sending stocks lower, but then Wall Street rebounded. Crude oil futures surging this week. West Texas Intermediate crude jumping 4%. The growing conflict in Israel posing a threat to the global oil market. Pepsi earnings today. Annual revenue expected 5% higher in the third quarter. The stock still down more than 10% for the year. More consumers ditching high-calorie drinks for weight loss drugs. Wall Street bracing for big bank earnings this week. Concern mounts over tighter credit conditions. Credit card losses continue to increase at the fastest rate in 3 decades. But overdue debt balances remain below pre-pandemic levels. Wells Fargo, J.P. Morgan Chase, and Citigroup all reporting Thursday. Please join me twice each weekday for the Lou Dobbs Business Report, right here.
Business news you need to know. Keep listening for more. This is the Lou Dobbs Business Report.
If you're a business owner, you need to know about the ERC program because you may be eligible for a refund of up to $26,000 per W-2 employee if you had employees on the payroll during the pandemic. ERC, or the Employee Retention Credit Program, is a government initiative to help business owners. Visit governmentaid.com to find out if you qualify. The process of filing is complex, and the team at governmentaid.com has the expertise to help. Visit governmentaid.com to see if you qualify for a refund. That's governmentaid.com.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed, antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
Discover a rewarding career in public service. The New Mexico Human Services Department is ready to hire for over 100 data entry positions, including opportunities to work from home. Apply and interview same day at the Rapid Hire event on Thursday, October 19th, in person at New Mexico Workforce Connection Centers located statewide. Bring multiple copies of your up-to-date resume, professional references, proof of right to work in the U.S., and dress for success. Join us October 19th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and give back to your community through dedicated service in state government. We hope to see you there. For more information, contact your local New Mexico Workforce Connection office.
Hi, I'm Dr. Keon at Carabelli Dental. Same-day smiles are what we do. My passion is helping patients chew, talk, and live with confidence. That's why I'm one of the few doctors in the U.S. who can create beautiful same-day smiles with the latest digital implant technology. This procedure is life-changing. Just ask Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. I've been that voice that you've heard on the radio for most of my life, but I'm also a dad to 2 amazing kids. I've had a million reasons to smile, but in all my old pictures, I was never smiling. Truth is that life of improper care and being dealt a bad hand genetically left me practically with no teeth. It affected everything from the way I ate, the way I talked, and of course how I interacted with people. And that's where Dr. Keon and Carabelli stepped in. They eased my fears. They explained every step of the process in a way that I could understand, and they made me feel almost like I was part of the team. And now, I can't stop smiling. I have so much more confidence, and I love looking in the mirror now. I can't explain how much of a difference Dr. Keon's dental implant process made for me.
Our team can help you find your smile too. Come see us at Carabelli Dental, 575-622-4455.
Over the next several weeks, we want to give you 5 key elements to a great marriage. This is taken from an article by Drs. Les and Leslie Perot. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage. The first one is ownership, taking responsibility for the good as well as the bad.
1 Corinthians 11:31 says, "Judge yourself so you won't be judged." It's talking about the judgment of God, but it also applies to our relationships, especially the ones that are closest to us, like marriage. If you'll just take responsibility for your own actions, it's so much easier for our spouses not to have to point out and criticize us.
So we have to take responsibility for our actions and our reactions, our attitudes and our mistakes. You know, most people would learn from their mistakes if they weren't so busy denying them.
You aren't responsible for what your spouse does. You are responsible for doing your part. So just decide today to do your part and take ownership.
A dining set is the staple of family gatherings. It's where you spend holidays, where you help your kids with their homework. It's an entertainment setting for game nights or new recipes. Your dining room is a centerpiece of style and design. This is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. Here at Glenn's, we bring quality to the modern dining room. Our selection is extensive with clean lines and subtle curves, from traditional to contemporary with wood or stone tops. Stylize your dining room at Glenn's on Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
Hey, this is Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing. Every storm chaser's worst nightmare. You know storm chasers, those out-of-town roofers that descend on neighborhoods after big storms. They come in, do a crummy job, then poof, they're gone forever. Well, a few years ago, our area had a hailstorm, and right on cue, storm chasers showed up. I was driving home from work one evening and saw one talking to an elderly lady on her porch. I said, "Not today, buddy." I did a U-turn, pulled in the driveway, and walked right up to them. I warned the woman who they were talking to, and I chased away the storm chaser. The woman's daughter called me later and said a storm chaser ripped them off a few years ago. She thanked me for stopping this one and chose Trustmark for her roof. Trustmark Roofing, every storm chaser's nightmare, every homeowner's champion. Call today for your 20% off coupon for our spring and roof gutter maintenance service. 575-755-ROOF. or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Listen up, golfers. Pecos Valley Production presents the first annual Dairy to Dank Golf Tournament, Saturday, October 14th at the Spring River Golf Course. This 3-person scramble begins at 11 a.m. with a shotgun start at noon. It's only $450 per team, including food, drinks, and beer. A portion of the proceeds to benefit the Anita Silas Memorial Fund, supporting breast cancer awareness. Sponsorships are available. Contact Maria Sosa at 575-914-2732 for more information and to get signed up. The first annual Dairy to Dank Golf Tournament, Saturday, October 14th at the Spring River Golf Course in Roswell. Sponsored by Pecos Valley Production, hitting the green since 2016.
It's a battle of top 10 junior college volleyball teams Wednesday in Roswell as the number 6 ranked NMMI Broncos host the number 7 ranked Odessa College Wranglers. You'll want to see this match in person at the Cahoon Armory as these two undefeated in conference play mix it up for the conference championship run. First serve is Wednesday at 6 p.m. at the Cahoon Armory in Roswell. Come out and enjoy top-ranked junior college volleyball Wednesday, NMMI versus Odessa College. You don't want to miss out.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. More than 50% of Americans fall asleep on their sides. That's way better than falling asleep on someone else's side. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 8:59. We'll get you up to date with news here in about a minute or so. Stay tuned next hour. Around 9:15, we're going to schedule to have Jordan Dixon call in. She's with Dion's Pizza, Salad, and Subs, and get an update on talk about some things they've got going on. I think we're talking community support stuff. I don't think we're talking about pizza. We might be talking about pizza. I'm not sure, but we'll find out next hour when we talk with Jordan. I believe she's from I don't think she's from the Roswell one. I think she's from the corporate side. I could be wrong, but I don't think she's here in town. That's the reason we're going to be calling. Hey, I do want to put this on your radar if you're not familiar. The Roswell Refuge, it is October, which is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And every year they do the Remember My Name Candlelight Vigil. This year's event will take place October 19th, 5:30 to 7 p.m. at the Anderson Museum of Contemporary Art, which is at 409 East College. Come to join survivors, victims' families, and others as they honor the lives lost to domestic violence in the community and really raise awareness. It's a run the emotions event, laughing, crying, anger, it's all of it. But it's a great night for folks to really come together. So, again, that'll be the 19th. Contact the Roswell Refuge if you have any questions, 575-624-3222. All right, news up next. We'll be back.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The Israeli military says the official Israeli death toll from the Hamas attack now tops 1,000. Israel also says that terrorists are holding 150 captives, some of them soldiers, others civilians, some of them Americans. And Hamas has threatened to start killing the captives. Some of those who survived the terrorist ambush of concertgoers are speaking out about the horror. One of them says that she was thinking that
maybe it's the end and maybe we're going to die here, because it felt like in my next step they're going to shoot me. And I just freaked out. But I couldn't stop running.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says that although Israel didn't start this war, Israel will finish it. California GOP Congressman Kevin McCarthy says that President Biden needs to take action and behave like the leader of the free world instead of sleeping or hosting a White House barbecue as the Middle East burns.
Turn off the barbecue and speak to the American people. Be the leader the world is looking for. Otherwise, the world will stay unsafe.
Until recently, McCarthy was Speaker of the House. His successor could be named tomorrow, with the House due to vote on a new Speaker. Tonight, lawmakers attend a candidates forum. Jim Jordan, Steve Scalise among those seeking the Speaker's gavel. Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gerskovich will remain jailed in Russia until at least November 30th. He's failed again in a bid to win his release. On Wall Street, stocks higher, the Dow up 142 points, NASDAQ ahead 119 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
Two of Poland's highest-ranking military officers have resigned just days before a parliamentary election dominated by security issues.
In its report, the Daily Rzeczpospolita said both officers were concerned the government was attempting to politicize the military at Monday's election to bolster its claim it is the only trustworthy defender of the country. In May, Defense Minister Mariusz Błaszczak said General Piotrowski failed to inform him last December that an unarmed Russian missile had entered Polish airspace from Belarus and flown hundreds of kilometers before crashing in a forest. The missile was only discovered in April by a member of the public, causing considerable embarrassment for the minister.
That's the BBC's Adam Easton. A 2-year-old girl has become the second person in Cambodia to die of bird flu this week and the third this year. The country's health ministry announcing that lab tests confirmed that the girl died Monday with H5N1 avian influenza. Townhall.com. Several Federal Reserve officials hint about the next step for interest rates.
Philip Jefferson, vice chair of the Fed's board, and the president of the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas, Lori Logan, both suggested in speeches interest rates may be left unchanged in 3 weeks at the next meeting. A surge in long-term interest rates has made borrowing more expensive and could help cool inflation without any more action by the Fed. The goal has been to get inflation down to the Fed's 2% target. Since March of last year, the benchmark short-term rate has gone up 11 times. Also, last week, Mary Daly, president of the San Francisco Fed, said if longer-term interest rates remain high, the need to take further action is diminished. Ed Donahue, Washington.
The International Monetary Fund warns that the world economy is running out of steam in the face of higher interest rates, combined with the ongoing war in Ukraine and widening geopolitical conflicts. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The demolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3 of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Speaking of, it just triggered in my head when you said happy. Did you know there's a movie currently in theaters on the big screen that is the dramatic true story of the Robertson family
from
Duck Dynasty?
The Beard?
Yes.
I did not know that.
We were looking at movies that
is
were...
Is it a authorized thing of the family?
I'm pretty sure it is, because we were looking up what's in the theaters right now, and it's called The Blind. That's what it is.
Okay,
it's called The Blind. Yeah.
All right, Duck Blind.
It says, in 1960s Louisiana, future Duck Dynasty star Phil Robertson falls in love and starts a family, but his demons soon threaten to tear everyone apart. As he seeks to conquer the shame of his past, he ultimately finds redemption in an unlikely place.
Well, it's probably his life story.
Yeah, it is. But
do you know anything about him?
I know he's had a real sordid past, and there's like a lot of like, you know, he was into like drugs and I think maybe it's alcohol, not drugs, but
yeah,
it threatened to tear the family apart. I know that's a big.
Well, do you know he was almost an NFL football player?
Yeah, he was. I think they say he went to.
He was the backup for Terry
Bradshaw. Yeah.
So he was a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Phil Robertson was a quarterback in college and was pretty good, apparently.
That came out of nowhere. I'm like, wait, the dramatic true story of the dad the grandpa from Duck Dynasty? I guess the dad, but yeah, it completely caught me off guard when I saw that in theaters. I'm like, I didn't even heard any promotion for it.
Right. I didn't either.
Then again, I don't really watch traditional, you know.
Well, I know like the Fox News app does a bunch of Duck Dynasty stuff, don't they? I think if you get the Fox, whatever the Plus is, whatever their premium service is called. I thought
it's got a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Between Kevin Costner and Duck Dynasty, I thought that was pretty much all over the Fox Premium, whatever it's called. I don't know.
It doesn't say who produced it.
Because I know they've done a lot of stuff with Fox News. So I'm gotta imagine they're involved with it. If it's a movie about Phil Robertson,
I would imagine something to do with him. Yeah, but here we go. Producers Corey Robertson, shocker. production companies: Tread Lively, G&D Media Group, and Stacy Films. So yeah, it sounds like something that's kind of
independent joint.
Probably independent, yeah.
Well, which one's Corey? Is that
Corey? Is his what's the Phil's son, like the main star of Duck Dynasty? I can't think of his name.
Okay.
It's his wife.
Okay. Yeah, there's Jace, which is the...
Yeah, I remember Jace was the big beard.
Yeah, but the main guy is not Jace. It's,
No.
I can't remember his name.
Honestly, can't think of it offhand. But it's his wife.
Okay.
The only reason I remember Jace was because of the whole Good Job Babe episode.
Yeah, well, Jace is the one that had the daughter with the cleft palate.
Right,
Yes.
okay. They had like a bunch of, like 5 or 6 kids, right?
I think so.
Jason, his wife?
I think so, yeah.
And what's crazy is after the show ended, there was a picture that came out of all of them just
Beardless?
clean shaven. Yeah.
I think they're back to the beards, though.
I would hope.
I think.
It's very off-putting. When you see somebody you're used to seeing in a beard with no beard,
Yeah.
it's like shaving off your eyebrows. You don't realize how much you need that for that part of your face.
Oh, yeah, eyebrows are a biggie.
Same thing with beard, though. It's like you shave that off, you look different.
Most people look younger.
Yeah.
Although I did see one like a week or two ago, someone that always wore a beard, and they stopped wearing a beard, and they looked older. And I don't remember who it was. A celebrity.
A lot of
I just
that.
don't remember who it was.
You're more fresh faced under your beard, granted, so it's not as like tan like the rest of your face. But I feel like if I shave my beard, I'm going to look like an evangelical preacher. It's just it wouldn't be a good look for me. Like I did one of those. You can the filters on like Snapchat and stuff. There's one that will just remove like facial hair and hair in general. I did one of those. And I actually look good bald, but I don't look good bald with no beard.
I
learned that lesson.
Well, you've seen me in the baldness.
I look like, if I have no beard, I look like I'm trying to sell you a timeshare.
Yeah. I don't like...
Or get you out of one.
To be honest, it's not the beard part for me. It's the mustache part. Like, if I shave this, I'm okay. But if I shave the mustache part...
Like, it took me...
It don't look right.
It took me a couple of days to get used to Gene beardless again.
Yeah.
Because I finally got used to bearded Gene, to pandemic Gene.
Because there's days I only keep my beard now because my wife, she likes the beard. I've threatened to shave it several times.
I'll do it.
I mean, and threatened, but I've talked about it. I was like, I think I'll, and she was kind of like, no, I like the beard. So I was like, all right, so I've kept it. But to be, here's the thing, I'm lazy. Like, I don't want to shave every day either, and I would have to with the beard.
Right.
And I don't now. I need to do it more often than I do because I let it grow way down here and all that.
I mostly keep the neck in check. The part that really bugs me is like, and I know I have to shave when when I'm eating. And I can't get past the mustache.
The hair.
Yeah, that's annoying. And I know the ladies in the world love the face fuzz, but it gets annoying sometimes,
Well, and then some people can't grow beards, and they try, and it's like, you shouldn't do that.
You look like a 17-year-old grown man.
Yeah, I bet this is my guest. So can you mind answering that for me?
I will.
Talking to them. Let me give you the rundown here for this hour of the show. Oh, let me turn your mic off so they can do that. It is 12 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let me give you the rundown here. We're going to take a quick break here in just a few minutes, and then we're going to talk to Jordan Dixon with Dion's Pizza, Salad, and Subs. Talk about they've got their community nights fundraising event. They're talking a little bit about that with schools and working with schools and things like that. So we're going to talk with Jordan with Dion's here in just a little bit about that. Later on in the hour, we'll get you up to date with news of the local variety, along with your Wall Street business update and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. All right, our guest is on the phone, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and take care of weather and a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back here in about 3 minutes with Jordan from Dion's Pizza, Salad, and Subs. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty nice over the next couple of days. Temperatures will be warming up quite a bit. We have a low-pressure trough off to our east and some downslope wind taking us into the upper 80s for the afternoon high today. Sunshine for the most part, but we can't rule out an isolated late-day shower or thunderstorm. Mid-50s and clear for the overnight hours, and then hitting right around 90 for the afternoon high on Wednesday. Gusty wind and sunshine. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's a battle of top 10 junior college volleyball teams Wednesday in Roswell as the number 6 ranked NMMI Broncos host the number 7 ranked Odessa College Wranglers. You'll want to see this match in person at the Cahoon Armory as these two undefeated in conference play mix it up for the conference championship run. First serve is Wednesday at 6 p.m. at the Cahoon Armory in Roswell. Come out and enjoy top-ranked junior college volleyball Wednesday, NMMI versus Odessa College. You don't want to miss out.
Fall time is almost here, and the holidays will be here before you know it. The Calico Cow invites you to move on into the cow and check out the new holiday fabrics arriving daily and take advantage of a huge sale on Brothers sewing machines now through the end of the year. Get free lessons, maintenance, and a first-year cleaning included. Fall into savings at the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop now at their new location, 200 East College in Roswell. Want to know how? Come see the cow.
Listen up, golfers. Pecos Valley Production presents the first annual Dairy to Dank Golf Tournament, Saturday, October 14th at the Spring River Golf Course. This 3-person scramble begins at 11 a.m. with a shotgun start at noon. It's only $450 per team, including food, drinks, and beer. A portion of the proceeds to benefit the Anita Salas Memorial Fund, supporting breast cancer awareness. Sponsorships are available. Contact Maria Sosa at 575-914-2732 for more information and to get signed up. The first annual Dairy to Dank Golf Tournament, Saturday, October 14th at the Spring River Golf Course in Roswell. Sponsored by Pecos Valley Production, hitting the green since 2016.
The need to grow past our basic capabilities and experience the impossible will forever keep aviation technology evolving. Within the Aviation Maintenance Technology program at ENMU Roswell, students thrive knowing that the faculty and community are supporting their success. ENMU Roswell is dedicated to empowering students through hands-on skills training in a nurturing environment. To learn more, contact us today.
Are you ready to make a real difference in your community? Introducing the New Mexico Army National Guard. Serve your community with pride and become a part-time hero. Join our dedicated team and enjoy the adventure of a lifetime. Get full-time benefits without sacrificing your current career or education. When disaster strikes and your community needs assistance, you'll be there to lend a helping hand. So don't miss out on the opportunity to receive education, adventure, and financial stability, all while serving your country. Get started by calling 1-800-GO-GUARD.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The ball on top of a flagpole is called a truck. Mess with your friends today by pointing at a flagpole and say, "Hey, check out the truck on top of that flagpole." Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 17 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us on the phone this morning from Dion's Pizza, Salad, and Subs, we have Jordan Dixon with us here. Good morning, Jordan. How are you doing today?
Good morning. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you for spending a few minutes to talk to us here today. And we really want to put on people's radar that we hope you have a hankering for pizza, salad, and subs tomorrow night. Dion's Pizza, for folks that are not familiar, from time to time, Dion's here in Roswell does what's called their community outreach nights. And they'll pick a school or something, or school will apply. And when that particular night, a portion of the money raised selling pizza, salad, and subs go directly to that school. And we got a big one to help out our Roswell High soccer folks tomorrow night, right?
That is correct. That is correct. Yeah, we love our youth in the community. So any way that we can support them, we will.
And and I kind of want to brag on our Roswell folks here because I was reading some of the notes here, and the last time you guys held a community night here in Roswell, it was for East Grand Plains Elementary, and you guys set some records for numbers of people showing up and donations raised for the school that night.
I definitely would love to flex on that school. They are our current record winners, so it's really great. Yeah, they've done a great job in promoting and getting their families in the door, and we love to support them. So yeah, Yeah.
So we got a record to break, and we'll have to break that record so the next school can try to break the one for tomorrow night. So,
well, I do hear there's a little bit of competitive spirit in Roswell, so we love a healthy competition. It's so great.
Absolutely. So, but yeah, so what we're asking is if you come now. Let me ask: is it for dine-in only, or does it for to-go, or how does that work as far as what qualifies as to help out the school?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we really want to focus on the community effort.
Okay.
So any sales between 5 and 8 p.m., that's dine-in, drive-through, and you know what? You don't even have to be with the school. You don't have to tell anyone that you're with the school.
Okay.
You can just show up.
Come
and that's
hungry.
how we make it a community effort by making it as easy as possible. So between the hours of 5 and 8 p.m., a percentage of our sales are going to go back to Roswell High. So
Good deal.
Yeah, come and join us. We would love to have you.
Absolutely, and particularly the money for tomorrow night will go to the Roswell High boys and girls JV and varsity squads. So
that is correct.
So if you are coming out to eat pizza or a sub or salad or all of the above tomorrow night, that money is going directly for the soccer programs for Roswell High here. So
yeah, our goal too is to have that dining room just filled with people of the community, with the kids in the team, just make it like a real open house type situation. We love it.
Absolutely. And please come hungry. And I would even offer this. If you go there and get a pizza every time, good on you. Try a sub or a sandwich. I'm telling you, one of my favorite, and this is my favorite thing to get at Dion's, is I'll get the turkey sub with the Swiss and the toasted bread and the turkey, but I will swap out the Greek dressing and put green chili ranch on it.
Oh, yeah.
And it is a 10. That sandwich, I'll eat it. Matter of fact, I had one just Saturday. It was a delicious. That is my favorite sandwich at Dion's, and I love the pizza, but sometimes I just want to go there and eat a turkey sandwich.
I often add green chili to my turkey sandwich and get Chipotle dressing because it just covers all those bases.
You know what? That
good.
works too. That works too. So I might try that next time. But usually my go-to has been the green chili ranch, and I literally just open the container and dump it right on top of the sandwich and eat it. It's a little messy, but it's oh so good.
Sounds delicious.
And then and of course, now if you're like no, every time I go there I got to eat the pizza. So be it. Get your pizza, but maybe one time, maybe get a sandwich and take it home or something like that. But
yeah.
And another pro tip: the salads are huge. So. So remember, because a lot of times we'll get for home, we'll get like a family size salad to take home. And I got to tell you, we have trouble getting through it because there's so much salad. It's really good, but there's so much of it.
Right. Well, we love the family style. We really do.
Absolutely. So please come in. And obviously, you've never been to Dion's. I don't know how you missed that one out, but if you haven't, come on out tomorrow night. Now, what's the it's 5 to 8 is the actual event. So if you come into Dion's Pizza tomorrow night, anytime between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m., and whether you go through the drive-through like Jordan was saying, or if you want to dine in, carry out, whatever works best for you, a portion of your purchase tomorrow night between 5 and 8 will go right back to the Roswell High soccer teams here. So
that's correct.
And deal. And then, so can I ask you this? If there's other schools and principals and entities listening, what's the way to get on your radar to sign up for one of these community nights for their school? Yes,
we would love to hear from you. I can give you my email address, and if you wanted to reach out, we have a couple of questions that we ask to make sure that we're a good fit for each other.
Okay.
But as long as we can help you out and you're ready to go, we can get you signed up. It's really a great way for us to give back. This is very unique to our outer market stores. We have 22 stores in New Mexico. So, but we only have a couple that are outer market. So this program is super unique to our outer market program.
Gotcha.
And yeah, it's just a really great way for us to say, listen, we support the youth in this community. We know that they have needs and they don't quite know how to get those needs met. And we have the means. So we would love to come in and help them out.
Absolutely. And I invite people to go if you, and you can just do a Google search and just do Dion's, it'll pop right up. But go to the Dion's website. And I think it's like Dion's.com or something like that. Off the top of my head.
Yep.
But if you go there and there's one of the tabs at the top and it's talking about community. And you can really learn kind of the message or the mission that really is Dion's Pizza. Sure, they want to sell the best pizzas, salads, and subs in the area, but they really are invested in the community and giving back. So it doesn't matter where there's a Dion's Pizza, whether the one here in Roswell or in Albuquerque or wherever they're at, all of them really want to be part of the fabric of the community, and they get involved. And a lot of it's through our youth stuff. So that's kind of
so true.
Yeah.
We really focus on youth development because we know that as we help empower these kids, they'll grow up and feel like they can change the world,
Absolutely.
and hopefully they have such great experiences that they want to come and work for us. We love, 90% of our staff is under the age of 18. And so we want them to feel like they can make a difference and then have a good experience with Dion's. Come and join our team. We would love it. And as, Dion's grows in our outer markets, we need people to run our stores. So come be a part of our family. We love it.
And I'm guessing, like that the family's the Dion's company is very much of that, growing your own, so to speak. Like you said, they come in and maybe they start at entry level where they're washing dishes or doing the entry level stuff. And but you look at your store managers and probably even maybe some of your franchise, they probably started out in many cases at the entry level positions at Dion's, and now they go from washing dishes to running the store and making a great career for their and really a life for themselves and their family. So,
something that we're really proud of is that our CEO was on the pizza line.
Yeah.
So it's a really great place to grow. I mean, Dion's gives their employees a lot of opportunity to grow and to learn and to, handle food and learn how to feed yourself and make a meal. It's really a great fit for a lot of kids.
Absolutely. I'm kind of curious. I know we're talking more of the community stuff, but like creations of new pizzas and things, does that do like local stores get in on some of that stuff? It's like, hey, we created like the 505 obviously is probably the of all the pizzas that Dion's has, that's probably the most famous of the bunch. I'm gonna guess the 505.
Yes.
But
that is true.
Like, do the stores and things like, hey, I got my own version of a 505 or something? I mean, is that something that happens from time to time where you're like, we got a recipe coming out of one place. We're gonna try to put it in all the stores.
Well, listen, I will tell you, we are really open to any ideas that anyone might have. We listen to every comment that comes through. We listen to every suggestion. So, hey, if you have a suggestion, bring it in. We love to hear it. We can customize anything. If you love a pizza and you want to turn it into a sub, come on in. We can make it happen.
Absolutely. And another thing I love too, and this is something that Dion's does, is if you want pizza but you don't want a whole pizza, you can get it by the slice and you can get it the slice you want. Like a lot of times you go to a pizza place and get a slice and, they may have a pepperoni pizza sitting there and you can have a slice of it, but you're only going to get a slice of pizza if you want pepperoni. You can go online or whatever and say, I want a sliced pizza, and I get a sausage or I can get a whatever it is on there. And so if you want it by the slice or a whole pie, if you're just wanting a pizza and you're by yourself, but you don't want a whole pizza, it's, I love that. So, and they customize it even for the slice. So it's really cool.
Right. And we have, some really great lunch, specials with a salad or a slice and a drink for our students that come in.
Yeah.
So, come on in. We would love to feed you. You know, that's just one thing that we offer, this great food in a really comfortable environment where you can just come and relax and there's no pressure. You can kind of leave your baggage at the door and just come and enjoy, trust that we can give you some really great service, a great place to eat, and really delicious food.
Absolutely. Oh, and by the way, we haven't mentioned it, but don't sleep on the cheese bread either. I'm not sure exactly, but the toasted bread with the cheese on it is a 10. It is a 10.
Yeah, I love it. Throw some green chili on there. Yep. It's so great.
What a good idea. I never thought of putting green chili on that. What a great idea. I'm too busy. See, that's just it. The food comes in front of me, and patience is not always my strong suit. So I'm about halfway through the bread and be like, oh, yeah, I should have put green chili on it.
Yes. Or just get some green chili ranch, dip that in there. It's just great.
Absolutely.
It really is our great comfort food.
Absolutely. But if you have never been to Dion's and you have no idea what we're talking about, then I would invite you to make tomorrow night your first trip. You don't have to wait till tomorrow night. Come today, but make sure you're back tomorrow night from 5 to 8 p.m. tomorrow night at Dion's Pizza, which is here on South Main. And come on down anytime between 5 and 8 p.m., whether you go through drive-through or carry out or dine in and bring your family. But every purchase made between the hours of 5 and 8 p.m. tomorrow night, a portion of your purchase will go directly to the Roswell High School soccer program, the boys, girls, JV, and varsity soccer programs tomorrow night. So let's hope we can get as many people. And I'm telling you, East Grand Plains, a little back ago, set a record for the most money raised by Dion, and that's in all the Dion's, not just
all
the
of
Roswell
our outer
Dion's.
market stores.
All the
That
Dion's.
is correct.
And East Grand Plains broke the record. So, at very least, let's match East Grand Plains. If not, let's try to break it tomorrow night with Roswell High here. So the gauntlet's been dropped. Time for you to put your mouth where your mouth. No, I don't know how that works. Not your money where your mouth is, I guess. And come on down to Dion's and eat some pizza.
That sounds great to me. That sounds great. We'd love to have you.
Absolutely. Jordan, is there any information, anything we wanted to get out there that we just skipped over or didn't get a chance to talk about?
You know what? I think we covered it. I think we just love being a part of the village. So
Absolutely.
Thanks so much for just opening arms and inviting us, into your homes every night. We love it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for spending time, and thank you to everyone at Dion's for investing back in the community. I mean, let's face it, the Dion's pizza is delicious, and I arguably, I mean, we have a debate, but I would say arguably the best in the state of New Mexico.
Thank you.
We could have that debate anytime with folks. But and that being said, you have a great product, and so you guys would probably sell pizzas no problem. But the fact that the company is committed to say, you know what, we want to make sure that we're, when people think of Dion's, they think of how great that they are, supporting the community and being part. So, when you come and get a pizza, you're supporting the community, and you're supporting not only the Dion's business, but the companies and organizations that also get help from Dion's. So it's a great thing to really, so by you just coming out and eating some subs or a pizza or some salad and having a good time with your family, you're really doing your part to help the future for our community here. So please.
Yes.
Come on,
Thank you.
It's really an easy way. We're not asking you to even donate blood. You're just having to come and eat pizza.
You got to eat tonight. Come on down. We'll feed you. We'll fill that belly.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Jordan. We appreciate it, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon as we got more and more of these events coming up in our community here. So.
Yep, this sounds great. Thank you so much for having me on. I so appreciate it.
No problem.
Yes. Thanks so much.
All right, and I'm going to try the green chili on the cheesy bread next time. That sounds like a really smart idea.
Just give it a try.
All right, will do. Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, that was Jordan Dixon with Dion's Pizza. And don't forget, tomorrow night is their fundraising event for Roswell High's school boys and girls club soccer teams, JV and varsity, 5 to 8 p.m. tomorrow night out at Dion's. Whether you go through the drive-through, delivery, order online, or dine in, if you do it between 5 and 8 tomorrow at Dion's here on South Main, a portion of your purchase will go right back to the Roswell High soccer program. So it's a good deal. Again, that's tomorrow night, Wednesday, October 11th, 5 to 8 p.m. at Dion's Pizza here. So good deal on South Main. All right, it is 9:33. Let's go ahead and pause for news, Hannity update, quick break. and then we'll chit-chat on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Now your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. The New Mexico Environment Department has signed a final order approving the proposed final permit for the WIPP Hazardous Waste Facility near Carlsbad. The permit is for 10 years. It will become effective November 3rd. NMED Secretary James Kinney said the new permit would benefit New Mexico for many years. The WIPP facility was authorized by Congress for the disposal of transuranic radioactive waste materials generated by atomic energy defense activities across the United States. National Fire Prevention Week this year focuses on fire safety in the kitchen with the theme, Cooking Safety Starts With You. Pay attention to fire prevention. The Roswell Fire Department is joining the National Fire Protection Association and fire departments nationwide in reminding all of us of the importance of always being aware of the potential dangers while cooking. They're urging everyone to take steps to prevent a kitchen fire. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Waking up on the right side. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Israel needs to do what it must do to defend itself. And they're going to fight to win. That I can guarantee you. There's one thing that Bibi Netanyahu has that no other world leader that I see on the world stage today has. Moral clarity. He knows what he's dealing with. And whatever he has to do, he's going to do because the survival of his very country is hanging in the balance here. And yeah, there'll be negative commentators out there. Oh, this is too much. It's there's an overreaction. No, there's no overreaction when you're invaded this way. There's no such thing.
From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
Remember 2019, a gallon of gas was $2.60. A dozen eggs cost $1.40, and a pound of beef was $3. But now, gas is $3.66. Eggs cost $3 to $4, and beef is almost $5. But that's not because food is getting more expensive. Thanks to inflation, your dollars have lost 99% of their value in the last 90 years. So if you're counting on your money to last, don't trust the dollars in your account. Trust the only thing that's held its value over time: gold and silver. Now, write this down, because when you protect your money with physical gold and silver, you could also get up to $10,000 in free silver from Sean Hannity's partner, Goldco, when you call 855-815-GOLD. So don't miss what could be your best opportunity to protect your retirement savings today. Call 855-815-GOLD. That's 855-815-GOLD.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty nice over the next couple of days. Temperatures will be warming up quite a bit. We have a low-pressure trough off to our east and some downslope wind taking us into the upper 80s for the afternoon high today. Sunshine for the most part, but we can't rule out an isolated late-day shower or thunderstorm. Mid-50s and clear for the overnight hours, and then hitting right around 90 for the afternoon high on Wednesday. Gusty wind and sunshine. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. The National Monetary Fund warns the world economy has lost momentum from the impact of higher interest rates, the invasion of Ukraine, and widening geopolitical rifts.
The IMF says the global economy now faces a new threat from the war between Israel and Hamas militants. The IMF says it expects global growth to slow to 2.9% in 2024 from an expected 3% this year. The 2024 forecast is down slightly from the 3% it predicted back in July.
That's correspondent Jeremy House. Wall Street following global markets higher on potentially encouraging news about interest rates, which have been sending markets lower since the summer months. Two Fed officials suggest that interest rates will be held steady at the central bank's next meeting in a few weeks. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
It's October, and that means it's time to paint Roswell Honda pink. We partnered up with the Chaves County Cancer Fund to help raise much-needed money, and we are gearing up for another amazing year. Roswell Honda is giving away some great prizes, including 3 Michael Kors designer purses, pretty in pink, of course. Stop by for a free entry or 3 entries with a qualified test drive. And that's not all. With new inventory arriving daily and over 100 quality pre-owned vehicles on the lot, there's never been a better time to get behind the wheel. Here's Joe Salzar to tell you all about it.
Don't let vehicle pricing rumors fool you. With Roswell Honda's market-based program tool, we are making it easier than ever to get the best deal in southeastern New Mexico. And with every vehicle sold in the month of October, we will donate $50 to the Chaves County Cancer Fund.
Join us Saturday, October 28th from 10 to 1 p.m. We will have a special performance by the Charlie's Angels. Bring cash to support the cause and purchase goods from our many vendors. Help us make it happen for the Chaves County Cancer Fund, and let's paint Roswell Honda pink.
Listen up, golfers. Pecos Valley Production presents the first annual Dairy to Dank Golf Tournament, Saturday, October 14th at the Spring River Golf Course. This 3-person scramble begins at 11 a.m. with a shotgun start at noon. It's only $450 per team, including food, drinks, and beer. A portion of the proceeds to benefit the Anita Salas Memorial Fund, supporting breast cancer awareness. Sponsorships are available. Contact Maria Sosa at 575-914-2732 for more information and to get signed up. The first annual Dairy to Dank Golf Tournament, Saturday, October 14th at the Spring River Golf Course in Roswell, sponsored by Pecos Valley Production, hitting the green since 2016.
You've heard of a Four Seasons room, but have you heard of a Four Seasons window? Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing and Windows. It might surprise you to learn many windows are built to handle only the cold or only the heat, but not both. In Southeast New Mexico, one or the other doesn't cut it. That's why Trustmark windows are built to handle our Four Seasons climate. The scorching summers, the bone-chilling winters, and everything in between. Special glass coating blocks extreme UV rays. A stout frame prevents warping from the extreme weather changes. And insulated glass is like putting your home in a giant styrofoam cooler in the winter and keeps cold out and warmth in. And in the summer, it keeps heat out and cool in. For our Four Seasons weather, get Four Seasons windows. Call today for your no-obligation spring window assessment, 575-755-7663, or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Hi, I'm Dr. Keon at Carabelli Dental. Same-day smiles are what we do. My passion is helping patients chew, talk, and live with confidence. That's why I'm one of the few doctors in the U.S. who can create beautiful same-day smiles with the latest digital implant technology. This procedure is life-changing. Just ask Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. I've been that voice that you've heard on the radio for most of my life, but I'm also a dad to 2 amazing kids. I've had a million reasons to smile, but in all my old pictures, I was never smiling. Truth is that life of improper care and being dealt a bad hand genetically left me practically with no teeth. It affected everything from the way I ate, the way I talked, and of course how I interacted with people. And that's where Dr. Keon and Carabelli stepped in. They eased my fears. They explained every step of the process in a way that I could understand, and they made me feel almost like I was part of the team. And now, I can't stop smiling. I have so much more confidence, and I love looking in the mirror now. I can't explain how much of a difference Dr. Keon's dental implant process made for me.
Our team can help you find your smile too. Come see us at Carabelli Dental, 575-622-4455.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency.
A dining set is the staple of family gatherings. It's where you spend holidays, where you help your kids with their homework. It's an entertainment setting for game nights or new recipes. Your dining room is a centerpiece of style and design. This is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. Here at Glenn's, we bring quality to the modern dining room. Our selection is extensive with clean lines and subtle curves, from traditional to contemporary with wood or stone tops. Stylize your dining room at Glenn's on Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
Quality Liquor is the only liquor store in the region, and they're southeastern New Mexico's choice for wine, spirits, and the coldest beer in the universe. And Quality Liquor has the best selection of top special edition tequilas not found anywhere else, like Clase Azul, Michael Jordan's Cincoro, Casa Dragones, Casa Amigos, Coralejo, and even Don Julio's 1942 Primavera, and a fine line of bourbons. Stop by, meet owner Dickie Davis, Sean, and Gina, and see why folks from as far away as Carlsbad make the drive for the quality service at Quality Liquor, 1400 South Main in Roswell, across from Dion's. Keeping the good times flowing for more than 50 years.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Slugs have 4 noses, but no fingers to pick them. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 8:44. Got a couple minutes here before we wrap up the show. Got some events coming up here I do want to put on your radar. Happening tonight, actually. The Chaves County Health Council is having their suicide prevention forum. That's going to be happening this evening at the Encanto Event Center. That's going to be from 5. Actually, the doors open at 5:30. The presentation will start at 6 p.m. They'll have some special guest speakers and an honorary slideshow as well. The event is open to the public. It is free. Refreshments and snacks will also be provided. Again, that's going to be at the Encanto Event Center, which is at 1010 South Main here in town. If you have any questions, you can call 211, which is the Chaves County Health Council's healthcare question hotline. And or if you want to dial more numbers, 575-910-0465. 575-910-0465. Or just save yourself the button pushing and just go 211, and they'll be happy to help you with that. So, but that is tonight, beginning at 6 p.m. Doors open at 5:30. If you want to donate the blood, your next opportunity here in Roswell will be on Tuesday of next week. 1 week from today, the 17th. They're going to be doing a blood drive at the Vitalant office from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. You can call 575-625-9743. Again, that number is 575-625-9743, and get an appointment and sign up to donate blood.
My friend who lives in Utah is a phlebotomist who works graveyard shifts. So I call her Vampire. She posted a picture on Facebook today that gave me severe flashbacks.
Yeah.
So she was talking about how, next person that asked me for a butterfly, I'm going to break out Mothra. And it was like this, it's like 6 needles at the end of this like butterfly thing. And it was vicious looking, but seeing those needles, I got flashbacks to plasma donation. When I used to live in Albuquerque, about 6,
I did that. I put plasma.
It was always interesting. It's about 6 in the morning because I think, or like 6:50. They would open up at 7 o'clock. There would be just a line of the dregs of society. Let's just face it. And then me and my friend, my friend Brian, we'd be in line. But you'd get in there and you get on the bed, and the only way I can describe it is if you look at a soda, like a fountain drink straw. That's how thick that needle was.
Wow,
it's insane. I still it's been a decade. I still have track marks from it. More than a decade.
I remember doing plasma, but I don't remember it being hurting or anything.
No,
I do remember like when they put the plasma back in you.
It's all cold.
It felt like I ate a search throughout my whole body.
Feels really good, actually.
Yeah. It's like that's what the Retsin just went right through my body.
But the other thing is, you're on this bed, right, and you have to squeeze while they're extracting, and so there's like people whose whole job it is to just walk around this room of sleepy people and say, "Open your eyes, don't go to sleep." It's like, I know, but
here's some tea.
You're draining me of my life force. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, I just remember last time just being really relaxed when I did it.
Yeah,
and I just remember doing it. And
maybe because they were giving us money, they wanted it to be worse for us. But I'm not sure. Maybe they punished. They got the punishment needle. I don't know.
I got the free version.
Oh, see.
I didn't know they're paying up in North.
But that's it's pennies on the dollar, because I found out how much they can sell that plasma for to not just like to medical places, but like plasma is used in a lot of stuff.
Well, it's like, generally, from what I understand, is you donate blood, about a week later, it's in someone's arm or in their body. So,
but it was $50. It was based on your body weight and how much you donated.
Okay.
It was like $50 for the first donation in a week, I think 30 for the second, and you can only do it twice in a week. And that's all you would ever want to do because they extract like that much out of you.
I was about to say twice a week seems a lot.
It's a lot.
I remember when I was a kid and not donating blood, but I had that moment where I realized you could get paid for turning in cans.
Mm-hmm.
And so for about 6 months, I was on a kick of collecting cans.
Yeah.
I had soda cans.
Did you have one of those in the garage, the crusher?
No, I had a foot.
Oh, okay.
And my dad wouldn't give me the crusher. My grandparents had a crusher in their house, but that was in New York. Didn't help me. So, and fortunately, my grandmother was an alcoholic.
Oh, good.
And she drank about a 12-pack of Budweiser a day.
Dang.
And she got on board and saved her cans. So I go to Grandma's house, my other grandma in Maryland, and I would pick up, and I had collected about a dozen to 15 lawn and leaf size bags of cans. 97% of it, Budweiser.
Nice.
And about 2% Coke and Pepsi.
Mm-hmm. Now I am curious though, because this was let's break it down. This is when you were a kid, so this is the 70s.
I'm not that old. 80s.
Okay, fine, 80s. This is the 40s. And no, okay, so 80s. I mean, DC area or Maryland, that region. I'm assuming probably a little bit more per pound, but yeah, that's like $3.75 worth of cans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was mad.
It's infuriating. That's the first life lesson you get as a kid. All that hard work, and they hand you change.
Yeah,
like,
I
what?
was like, I got the bags, and I got Dad. All right, it's Saturday morning. Load up the station wagon. Let's put all these cans in there. And we looked like something out of a cartoon with the cans all in the back of the station wagon and more bags sitting on the roof
Just
strapped
bouncing
down.
as you drive.
It was a hot mess. And we got to the place, and I watched as they took all those cans and shot them through the thing that shoots them into the tractor trailer. And I'm just sitting there watching all these bags getting there. I was like, in my head, I'm counting the dollar signs. I'm like, oh, man.
The Nintendo games I'm going to buy with this.
I was plotting and planning how many smoke bombs I'm going to get with it. And after all said and done, he goes, all right, yeah, well, let's settle up. $2.74.
God.
$2.74.
I can't remember where it is. It's on the side of most cans, but it's like Missouri or Montana where they're worth 5 cents a piece.
Yeah, nickel a piece.
Yeah.
New York's usually one of those.
That I've talked to, or I've heard from people that will like collect cans and travel to that state just for the extra money.
Yeah.
That's
But that began and concluded my can collecting for profit scheme as a child.
It's a big life lesson. That, and then like mowing your grandpa's lawn.
Yeah.
It gives you like 75 cents because they don't understand what money is now in this day and age.
Right. I made more money eating fruit at my grandmother's house. I told you that story on the radio. I get, so for those who don't know, every summer, my grandparents lived in upstate New York, my father's parents. And so every summer, we would go, they would drop us off, me and my brother, for 2 weeks up to visit the grandparents. And my grandmother is very proper when it comes to food, like elbows off the table, the dinner plate, like all my dining etiquette I learned from my grandmother. Because she was very formal about it, the forks, the knives, where it goes. And that was every day. I mean, except every dinner, I should say. Breakfast, it was more informal, except for Sunday breakfast. That was very formal.
Like dress up formal? Or?
No, not dress up, but at the dining
but everything
table.
was proper.
Cloth, tablecloth.
Oh, wow.
The plates with the china and.
My kids are 10 and 5. I haven't seen a tablecloth in years.
No. It was, but I don't like fruit. Never liked fruit. I eat like 2 pieces of fruit. So, but my grandmother every dinner has a salad, and it's usually the salad is a piece of fruit on lettuce with cottage cheese. Could be pineapple, could be pears, could be whatever she puts out that night. But there was always there, and they would pay me a nickel every time I ate that.
Wow.
And so, or whatever fruit I ate, they would give me a nickel. And so by the end of those 2 weeks, I'd usually have about $2-3.
Nice.
I actually made more doing that than eating collecting cans.
Right?
Yeah. So, but yeah, I would literally come home and I'd get like $3-4 that I made.
So
fruit.
your lesson early in life was it's more profitable to bribe your get bribes from your grandparents than it is to work hard.
And when it comes to fruit,
it's a good life lesson right there.
I still don't eat fruit, by the way. Unless someone wants to pay me.
I'll give you a nickel every time you want to eat a piece of fruit.
I think the cost is going up now. Inflation.
I'll be honest with you.
I'm going to take $2 for
my takeaway from that whole story. Kind of craving some pears and cottage cheese right now.
By the way, I love cottage cheese.
I'm a fan.
My grandmother got me on cottage cheese because that was the one thing I loved in the salad that I liked. So I would. And to be honest, that's why I like pineapple now. I still don't like pears, but I liked the pineapple. I didn't like the pears. I didn't like.
I like pears anyway. Like regular fruit in a can. It's the only fruit that I've ever found that has the same consistency in can form versus in regular fruit.
Yeah.
Form.
Or if she made fruit salad, which I grossed out. Everyone else loves it but me.
You're a weird guy, man.
It's all nasty.
One of my favorite things every year for Thanksgiving is ambrosia.
Now,
Every year.
That's the one with the pistachio.
Pistachios, the coconuts,
I like
all the fruit.
I like that. I don't like
Jell-O.
fruit salad.
Really?
Now, the ones I've had didn't have all the fruit. It had like pineapple and a couple. It wasn't like grapes and all that other stuff, which that's why I liked it. It was pineapple and the pudding and whatever cream, whatever they throw in there to make it that creamy consistency. But it wasn't like a fruit salad. It was mostly pineapple. There might have been something else in there. I don't remember what. But I liked that.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever had ambrosia with pistachios, though. It's mostly pecans is what is traditionally used.
Well, I think they use pistachio pudding is what I'm saying. The green pudding, that's the Jell-O pudding.
Yeah, see, I always thought it was like Jell-O gelatin that they put in there. I don't make ambrosia, so I don't know.
Well, it could be Jell-O.
I just enjoy others.
But it's usually the green pistachio that is what it is what at least the women that made it when I had it. That's what she did.
That's the other thing. Pistachio flavored anything, pudding, whatever, doesn't taste like pistachios. Not even close.
But
I love it. I mean, I love pistachio pudding.
Well, and my one seed for nuts is the pistachio.
Really?
It's my favorite one. Like I tell you right now, I have a bag of pistachios sitting at the house.
Okay.
That's my snack.
If cost were no issue, macadamias. All day, every day.
I do like macadamias. I like the whole
shelling it.
I
get that.
Like I'll eat them and I like them, but I will never buy the shelled pistachios. Like one time I accidentally got them and I was mad.
Right.
Like I got home, like, dang it, these are the ones with the shell, but they were the red chili. I just didn't realize they were
and
shelled
that's the
already.
thing, though. When they're shell on, you don't get nearly as much flavor on the nut itself.
Yeah, you're right. It's more those, especially when they go red chili. The shelled ones are hotter.
That's why you got to work them like sunflower seed. Just pop the whole thing in your mouth and just shell them in your mouth.
I like, but to me they taste better in the shell. Like they're more natural.
Like fresher almost.
Like they don't. I will take them in the shell over out. And every time, and I guess this is where the saying "that's a hard nut to crack" comes from. I would say and I'll get the big $10 bag of it, which is, I don't know what size that is, but it's usually about $10 for that bag. I would say on a given time, 1% of them are the shells that are pretty much still closed. They hadn't opened up. And so depending on how much daylight I can see in the gap determines whether I go for it or I just throw it into the shell pile.
Really?
Well, it depends, because if I'm near tools to help me, but if I'm just sitting in my chair, it's either I bite it,
right,
which I hate because I end up biting too hard, and then I get little pieces of shell.
As long as it's split, you could always just use your teeth as a
sometimes, but it's not really split. There might be a line, like a dark line, but it's almost still sealed.
Right.
And those are the ones I usually have the problems with. So
listen out, man. Those are the sweet nuts.
They are. But I will go for them depending on, like, if it's really sealed, I'm like, I'm not even going to try. We'll go to the next one. But if there's a gap, I'm like, there's a chance. If I can wedge a nail in there, I destroyed my thumbnails because I was busy trying to getting into those tough pistachio nuts.
Back in your tough nut days.
Well, this one right now.
Mm-hmm.
See my nails all cut? That's from breaking the nail trying to scrub it in there, so I just kind of whittle it down.
Dang.
That's a pistachio.
Right
injury.
there. That's a man who wants his nut.
That's a pistachio injury.
That's a pistachio thumb.
But now, do you like the flavored ones, or do you get like?
Matter of fact, I went to when I went to Alamogordo this last time. We actually went to the pistachio,
the ranch
farm
or
and
whatever.
all that,
yeah,
and they have just like it's like 60 different flavors of pistachios. But what was even cooler than that, they had flavored olive oil and balsamic vinegar for sale, and they had like all kinds of different ones. Really,
I
really
do.
good.
Like usually, if I go to the pistachio orchards or whatever, the green chili is my go-to.
Yeah.
If it's store bought, if they don't have the red chili in the shell, then I'll get the salt and pepper.
I like a nice like a roasted garlic.
But generally, when I go, I don't see options. It's either chili or salted,
yeah,
or not salted. I
right.
think. And so I'll eat them, and I prefer the flavored ones, but I'll tear up a bag of salted ones too. I don't care. Although I know why they don't do it anymore, but I kind of wouldn't mind if they put occasionally a bag of the pink back around, the red pistachio. They don't do that anymore because that was dyed. It's something to do with the way pistachios are harvested and transported.
Well, it's to let you know that they're not from. I think that they're not from this country.
Yeah, but I don't even think from now they still don't do that.
Right.
Like, you don't get red dyed pistachios.
Yeah, you don't see them anymore.
But back in the day, that was the only way you could get them, and it had something to do with the preservation or something. I don't remember. It's the science behind it. Why they were
pistachios are dyed red or pink to hide blemishes on the shells that occur naturally during the harvesting process. The
There
practice
it
started
is.
in the 30s with pistachio importers who felt that making the nut more attractive would boost sales.
There it was.
There you
They
go.
don't do that anymore.
No.
Although I wouldn't mind seeing some pink.
We like our nuts blemished.
One of my favorite scenes from Naked Guns when they're sitting there eating pink pistachios all night on a stakeout, and then they go to get out the car, and there's like a mountain of pink shells sitting there, and they can't get the door open because it's all pink shells. And both are sitting there talking the whole time, and their lips are pink and their hands are pink. That's my favorite scene. All right, we got to go. We'll be back bright and early, 7 a.m. tomorrow. Thank you very much for allowing us to be a part of your day. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
Good night, everybody.
Take care, everybody.